Alright, Lord.
3.
Alright, the number I rolled on my 20-sided die was 17. So the order will go Leone, then Aqua, then Lord. So how it will go will probably be something like this. Leone will bring up a point. Aqua will then either counter that point or bring up his own point, and then Lord will have a response after that. Then
All right.
back to Leone.
Joda, but I have a question though.
What?
Can we set it as the standard battle assumptions that the characters or whatever would
And
be
the bays are out.
in their
And the
strongest?
bays are out, by the way.
Yeah, in their strongest forms, like they would be in their.
You can have standard. You can have standard battle assumptions. That's okay.
Okay.
But mind you, Lord, I know what you're trying to do. I will clap you when you try to say that your character is at full power.
Why would
What do
you
you
want
mean?
to adjust? Why, like,
Because he's. Sorry.
Lord, you asking me to adjust standard battle assumptions for this?
No, I'm asking you. Can we use the standard battle?
Lord, if you make the judges think, all right. Part of this is you don't want to make the judges think of you like a certain way.
Shush. No, shush. What if you're not one of the judges? He's asking me so that way it'll be allowed. Did you preface that it would be your character in this quote-unquote strongest form?
That's what I'm trying to ask you before the debate starts. Can we do that?
But when you asked,
I thought this was the preface.
No, but when the debate was open and the topic was suggested, like for example, if I wanted to do a Naruto debate, which I wouldn't do a Naruto debate, I don't debate Naruto, and I said, Naruto versus Sasuke, but then all of a sudden I'm using a Sasuke that's wildly strong, his strongest form, like having him start off in that, like the fact that I'm using EMS Sasuke or whatever, versus like a KCM Naruto or whatever, but like I didn't preface that my Sasuke would be like EMS or whatever, so like I can't do that. Actually, a better example would just be a character that has a certain power for a brief amount of time, but no longer has that power. So I wouldn't use that unless you preface that. So for example, first Bankai Ichigo, I can't use that if I'm just debating Ichigo versus somebody.
So we can't do that.
No.
Okay. And so can we agree on one more thing?
Have to become what?
If they infringe on standard battle assumptions or like a standard versus battle wiki assumption, then we have the right to interrupt without it being pointed out. Is that fair?
Also, if we interject, then you must shut up. If we interject, if you are still talking, that'll be points against you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I wanted to ask something. In the format where Leon goes and then Aqua goes, and then Lord goes, wouldn't it be much more unfair to Aqua if one of them is allowed to set up a point, Aqua is allowed to try to debunk that point, and then Lord could just debunk that point, and then Leon could just introduce a new point?
Well, basically, wouldn't it? Wait, guys. I'm the one. Can I at least say something?
No, because I'm gonna change it.
I was about to say, shouldn't it be me, Leon?
You. No, it would be you. It would go Leon, you, then Lord, and then back to you, then Leon.
No, I was saying it would probably be best for him to just go like one after another, like just to alternate.
Yeah.
Just go Leon, Aqua, Lord, Aqua, Leon, Aqua, Lord, Aqua.
Well, yeah,
what? Say that again.
It's just back and forth. You take turns every.
To Aqua to Lord to Aqua to Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time one of you speaks, then it goes back to the other one.
Okay.
That's
like a V formation. Like a V.
I just said okay.
Hold respond to you.
Can I?
Or I slap the taste out of you.
You're not a judge.
I don't care, John. I'm just asking in general. You guys want me to post versus battle assumptions for you or no?
You want?
Yes.
You said what?
You want me to post a standard battle assumption for you?
Yes.
Before we
start? Yes, please.
Okay, it's gonna be in semi-formal where you guys should be posting your scans. I am.
Can I use my strongest launcher?
What?
Okay, Lord. It's strongest canon version. If you have
but Joda said.
Okay, but it also states that they're transformed into the character version they battle in and given the correct state of mind along with all their equipment. So yes, that would be fair. The assumption they already have their Beyblades out would be fair.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm saying, could I?
So there are battle assumptions for things like that aren't actually specified in the versus battle wiki. So if it's a Beyblade debate, I'm assuming. What is the debate?
It's Beyblade versus Battle of Gods Goku.
They have two
Alright.
different.
So
Two
you
separate
wouldn't be
characters.
debating that the actual people are there. You're just automatically assuming that these Beyblades are like pre-spinning, like they'll never run out of spin energy or whatever until they're
Yeah,
totally
no.
destroyed.
Yeah,
Like
no. They're always gonna be spinning, correct? Yeah, they're always gonna
yeah,
be
shut
spinning.
up. Unless
Alright.
they're defeated by Goku, like obviously they can summon the spirits. Yeah, alright, that would be like what the Beyblade would be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say if you chose the Beyblades, you wouldn't even have to use the user per se. The user wouldn't even
Also,
have to be a part of the battle.
any incorrect scaling, at least for me, will be held against you.
If you're winning off incorrect scaling, yeah, we'll hold it against you. Like if your whole entire argument is based off of something that's completely incorrect.
This isn't based off of like who brings up the most points and like wins the most points. It's not like that. It's based on who's actually debating better.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Wait, you're going by like better debating strategy or whatever? Like just who's the
Well,
better
no, we're
debater?
just gonna hold it against you if you say something completely fallacious, even if they didn't debunk the point
Like
at the end of the
if
debate.
Yeah,
Well, I
no,
mean
you can
that's
always
usually
do
how
that.
people act. They're like, well,
You can,
Aqua won, but he was being a fucking
yeah,
rat, like that kind of
you
thing.
can judge.
well, no.
You can still judge the
Here's
debate.
no. Here's the problem. It's not gonna be like if say Alright, so if somebody's debating like Beyblade and they get Beyblade to Outerversal or whatever, or like Multiversal Plus, but they use it on a or on a statement that's like clearly not how it's supposed to be represented. He's like taking statements out of context and shit like that. Then I'll it's different from like scaling versus
Yeah, if
comic
it's
book
wank, it's one thing, but if
memes.
it's blatant dishonesty or like blatant out of
Yeah,
context scans, then
if
yeah.
it's just like yeah, if it's blatant wink, we'll allow it, and it's up to the other person to either debunk that wink or wank their character higher.
Yeah.
But like, if your character wins,
If you're
does not
misrepresenting, right? Don't
yeah.
misrepresent.
Another thing, if
Um,
your character would win, it doesn't matter if you didn't debate better.
Yeah.
Alright, and Joda, another question. So
What?
both of them are gonna be fighting him at the same time, or no?
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
no,
If
I
it's
was
just
gonna
all of
say.
Goku versus all of Beyblade, Goku would be fighting every Beyblade at once.
No,
I
it
was,
was their. It was their. They have two specific Beyblades, which they haven't named yet, but I'm pretty sure I know which ones.
I was gonna say we could have went by Parrott's rules, which it just says if even if the person does tell incorrect information, it's still up to the person that he's debating to ask for scans of that incorrect information. So that way, it's not just left upon the judges in order to change the like will of the debate anyway.
Yeah.
It should still be upon the debater, like to prove that the person is lying, which should be done, like
Okay,
easily done
I'm
if
gonna
somebody
like
just
go by
outright
that
says
to an
something's
extent,
wrong.
but if it's something like blatantly out of context or a scan that you'd blatantly need like an earlier scene, like if you need an earlier scene to be able to tell what the scan actually meant, etc. Like
Um,
for example,
and
if I say
even in
something,
Parrott's, I was gonna say even in Parrott's rules, he even includes that saying like if you don't ask for context, that's still up to the person that's debating. You're gonna be in trouble for being a rat after the debate for doing it, but it's still up to the person that you're debating to like call it out.
if it's like something like an earlier episode where it explains this thing and then you pull up this thing and like you give bad explanation of it, and like if I don't know the verse, then I don't think it
You
should
can
be.
still say that I don't believe you. Like that's not hard to do. Like that's an option.
Also,
You could say that,
Yeah.
but if you don't know the verse, then you wouldn't know that. That would be a
You can
logical
still
thing to
ask for
say.
scans of it. You
Jonah,
can
he's
still
just
ask for
like,
scans of it, even
why?
if somebody's being blatantly dishonest to you, it's not hard to like disprove them. Like
Pick up
I
on it.
remember, like when somebody was debating me and was like just straight up lying to me about a character, I was like, "Can you show me scans of like anything you said?" And they
Yeah.
couldn't respond to me, so like they lost the
It's one of
debate.
it's the first thing that Saiboshi taught me when he basically amped me is he explained that you
hey
always
guys,
want to ask.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that
Um,
amp was so
I
small.
guess I'll get. I just
okay.
like don't want something like Aqua showing a single statement that's completely out of
No,
context, and then like
that'll be fine, but it's
No, I'm
still up
gonna
to
be
the
completely
person
honest.
that
Aqua,
you
I
debate
mean Melon.
to pick it up.
If they
It's
are
still up to them,
dishonest
and
in
it's
this,
a 2-on-1. So if Aqua lies and it goes over both of their heads, like it's just more shame on them.
yeah. Also, am recording this debate. I've been recording a while when we were getting the rules. So
Yeah, but
even
I
if
mean,
they
you
are
can- you can-
dishonest, there's gonna be records of them being dishonest, so they can't lie and saying I wasn't.
Yeah, you can be as
Who's
dishonest as you want.
breathing?
Who is
There
that?
is Melon. Oh,
Mel-
Melon. For the
Melon.
sake of the recording, I
Okay,
want
sorry.
you. Wait, Melon. For the sake of the recording, I want you to like mute yourself until you start judging.
Okay, yeah,
Also,
that's fair. I only interrupt in like those crucial moments.
Yeah.
that's
they
I
have
mean,
to-
it's fine that
I say.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
My
If
character,
you
I'm not
lie
judged.
throughout the entire debate,
of course.
I'm gonna be fine. I don't even care if you lie throughout the entire debate. But
Don't
it
need to,
will be
though.
recorded, and it
Yeah.
will be known that to not trust this person. So next time you are in a debate, this will count heavily against you, as nobody will ever believe anything that you say off back.
And that goes for you two as well.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
AC money.
so-
Please don't.
Why would it
send
go
me
for
formal.
me if I'm not gonna lie?
I'm not gonna lie either. My character is strong.
This is just a standard assumption. Like this is
Yeah,
this is
just
pretty
in
just
general.
obvious. This is just common
Seems like
sense.
Aqua's gonna lie.
I mean, either one of you could lie. It's not impossible for you to not lie.
Yeah, I love
Alright,
the Supernova all
so-
the time, saying he was adorable. Man's fucking sexy.
Oh, there you go.
That's on
All
recording,
right, so
by the way.
let's start this off. And,
Who are you?
AC money.
I told you, Battle Gods
Hold up,
Goku.
AC money. Can you
Okay.
not type in semi-informal though and
What
take like, the
base?
commentary?
Yeah. What
That's-
base are
hold
you
on, what
guys
was that?
using?
Sorry. It's okay.
Alright, are you guys gonna start or?
They haven't even told me
Like-
which base they're using.
All right, so the bait I'm gonna use Jade Jupiter.
Okay.
I'm gonna use what's it? Proto Nemesis.
Proto Nemesis. I figured you were gonna use Nemesis. I thought you used Leone because it has a piece of Jupiter. Alright, I believe we agreed that Lord is gonna start, so please start your premise, sir.
No,
No, it was
I
Leon.
forgot.
Oh, it's Leone? Okay, Leone, you start.
Okay. Well,
Wait.
my character.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I just want to make sure, Supernova. We did agree that I would be doing two separate debates against them. My character versus his character, and my character versus Lord.
No. You said
It's
that they
both
were
of them
both
debate.
combined.
I said I was gonna debate you both at the same time. I never said I was gonna take both your bays.
No, yes, you did because earlier I asked that question.
I agreed. Fucking Aqua's condition. We're gonna consider them two separate debates and judge them separately.
No, because I asked him, are they gonna be both of us against him, and he said yes, and Blaze
Yeah.
was there for that.
It is both of you against them. It's
Like,
just not.
but at the same time, I said at the same time as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
how
know,
am
like
supposed
I
to-
said
but you
both.
didn't
I
explain.
said
So
both
how am I supposed
bays.
to?
Yes, I did. I said both bays.
The
Both of
debates
our
just aren't
characters.
stacking on each other. They're just not stacking debates. Like you can't count what's his name's point for you as well.
All right, so it is a 2v1 though, right?
Yeah, it's a
No,
2v1.
Like the
No, it's
like
a
the
one.
two base.
It's a
Alright.
1v1v1.
There you go.
Right.
You are versus
so
him.
In
He
the
is-
judging, right?
In the judging,
Not in
you
the
will consider
actual
them two
battle.
No, in the actual battle, they are two separate fights as well.
Why?
Alright.
It's
Wait,
supposed to
No,
be
wait,
that's
tag
not.
team.
No.
Yeah,
Like
but you
literally,
cannot separate.
literally
Wouldn't it
earlier
be more
we.
fair? Wouldn't
No,
it be more fair,
no.
like-
This is to
That's
be-
not the
this is to
thing.
be
That's not
more
what we
fair.
agreed to. Blaze was there. Like
Wait.
I'm gonna say I
See,
thought
no,
Leon
listen.
asked that question specifically though, and
I
thought you guys-
did, and Aqua
see,
agreed
listen.
to it. Like, come on, I'm confused now. Like, that's
No. See, listen. It would be easier for them to both like just go against you and like say if one of them brings up a point that you don't know how to respond against, and the other person heard it. Like, it would just be really simple for them to just bring up that point as well. Like, and if it applies to both of them. So, what would make more sense if it's just two of those characters
Mhm,
that they're referencing, like for you to be able to beat both of them.
mhm.
But I mean, if
So-
one of them can't use that same type of knowledge
Mhm.
on this, then they can technically count it as two separate debates.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wait. Hold
So-
on, please, for the love of God. I just want to clarify. We're using 3A, correct? Or are we
Yeah.
using are we using 2C?
Low 2C.
yeah,
Oh,
low
2C. Why
That's
low
what we
2C?
said. Because that's what Beyblade's capped at unless you wank them. We literally said it like 3
Yeah,
times.
we agreed on it, and you agreed to it too. And
What?
Blaze
No,
was there.
whoa. not. I agreed to 2C.
God, hold on, Blaze. Were you
Aqua,
there when
they
he
very much specified this. I really don't want you.
exactly?
Wait, I
Yo,
didn't.
stop
Wait,
talk- Nah, bro, nah. You're
wait,
not about
no,
to try that. Like, come on, bro.
Shut the fuck up
Like,
for 5 seconds.
you
God
shut the
damn.
fuck up. All you do is fucking lie. Like, bro,
Oh my
what's
god,
good
whatever.
with
I'm
you?
just gonna mute him. I fucking hate
All
this.
right, you're a retard. You're
No, look,
literally
okay,
a
look.
retard.
I don't understand because, like, obviously Goku is like fucking like 2C. He's multiversal. Like,
Dude, what
like
the
I don't know how you Battle of Gods Goku, specifically Battle of Gods Goku,
Okay,
as being only
Aqua, they
Universal Plus.
specified that. I was there. They specified this
I
very
know, but
clearly. I don't know.
But
why
we
you
agreed.
like,
But we
kinda
agreed to
lied,
C, and then I chose
bro.
Battle of Gods Goku.
Hey,
That's
Blaze,
obviously a
unmute.
character
No,
that's out
fuck
of
all
tier
that,
then.
Blaze. Unmute
So I
your
have to
mic.
pick a
I'm
different
not trying to
character.
hear this bullshit. Blaze, can you unmute yourself?
Animals cheating. That's crazy.
My name is Blaze.
No,
we said low 2C. We
they
clearly
low
specified.
2C,
Yes,
and then
we
they
clearly-
even said Universal Plus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
we
specific.
capped it at.
Melon.
We literally
Melon,
capped it at.
after
Oh
they,
my
I said
fucking Christ!
Goku after
No,
they
you.
specified 2C, then they said low
What?
2C. The thing is,
Yes,
I
and you
thought they were saying
agreed
that their
to it.
characters were only low
Oh
2C.
my
Not that
God!
that's where
We
they wanted
said
to
that the
debate.
debate
Because
would be low
Goku from
2C.
Battle Gods is
Fucking
not
idiot.
low 2C. He is
Jesus Christ!
but he's not.
Okay.
Why, they
Oh
they
my
specified 2C
God.
after I chose
He
Goku,
even
which isn't
himself
fair.
said. He literally
Aqua,
even
they
no.
said
No, I literally
Universal
okay, fine. Then did I just do I just auto lose Melon because my character's
No,
out of
just
fucking tier?
lowball your character.
How do you
don't have to-
lowball Battle of Gods? I
You
specifically
even
said
said
Battle
that
of
you would
Gods
lowball
Goku.
your character when we were talking about
You
it.
can't lowball that.
Aqua.
He's multiversal.
monkey.
You literally said that you would, and it doesn't matter. You would still do it.
So either I have to choose a different character or they have to agree to the debate. It's still 2v1
All right, then
anyways.
choose a different fucking character then.
Let me expose Aqua anyway, right quick.
Expose me. Wow.
You're
Go
a
ahead.
fucking
Yeah.
idiot, for
Retard.
Christ's sake. Jesus
Okay,
Christ,
be
bro.
civil about this, but Aqua, they did specify. They even like specified Universal Plus. They said
Hold
I
on,
told them low 2C is Universal Plus. They're like, okay, yeah, low
Yeah,
2C.
but
And
I
then you
had
said,
already chosen. But I had already chosen Goku when they said.
Melon,
No,
look
he
in general.
didn't.
Look in general, Melon. So we didn't specify that. Look at this. 8:59 p.m. It's capped at Universal Plus. Yeah, okay, we're lying though. Yeah, it seems.
And I even said low 2C. I mean, look at this lying ass nigga, bro. Like, he's trying his absolute hardest.
I didn't see anything inside the fucking general.
Oh my
I only
God.
know what we were talking
said
about.
it
VC.
to you anyway.
Literally what we were.
We said it
Oh my God.
anyways.
Literally
Stop
what
being
we were
a
talking
retard.
about. You guys said 2C. I said okay. I'll choose.
We
I'll choose
said
Battle
low
Gods Goku.
2C.
they specified multiple times before the debate.
No, not to me.
They said it in the. I can vouch for them saying.
We
to
said
Aqua,
it in VC, and I specified.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
Love Atlanta. Gonna pull it up in a fan.
Jodo left, and
Do some
yeah,
color
we
blue.
said low. All right, so I guess Melon's the only.
Nah, it's because Aqua's being a retard.
Okay, all right,
What?
fuck all that stupid shit. Let's just go. All right, low 2C, capped at Universal Plus. Period. That's it,
Aqua.
and that's what we decided on.
Do you need help
Period.
it's only Universal Plus?
I can choose someone else as Universal Plus.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And tell him to
I
unmute me.
said that already. No,
Don't start crying. Don't start crying.
Lord,
Lord,
if I
shut the fuck up.
chose Goku, he would be out of tier. It's not because I don't think he can win. Calm down.
Tell him
Nah,
to
you-
unmute me, dude.
you
Like,
calm
come on.
down.
Lord's gonna meet you.
You
Okay.
calm down, Aqua.
Lord, shut up. Okay.
You know what? Fuck it.
Whoever you muted or whatever.
No,
Unmute.
I'll meet
I'll
Lord.
unmute Leone as long as he's not fucking spurring.
Man, I'll slap you with the Quran
Lord,
while you
shut up.
playing.
We're trying to get this through, okay?
You know what?
I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. I feel like I should just fucking have to deal with it because I was misinformed, and I'll just take it as is. Okay? I'll do Goku versus your two Beyblades. Let's go.
Praise Allah.
It's
Start,
low
man.
2C.
Start Leon.
Low-
Start. I know. I'll argue his AP is just universal. Go.
Praise
Leon.
Allah.
You just Universal? Okay, good, fine. That's you.
Universal plus, whatever. It doesn't
No,
fucking
you
matter.
said Universal, but whatever. I don't care. It's fine.
Just fucking make your arguments.
All right, so
I'm replacing Jota, by the way.
All right.
Thank you. What if? So Beyblades are universal plus in attack potency.
Why?
Because they were able to create a universe easily.
Show me them creating a universe.
And also,
Wait, no. Show me them creating a.
Okay.
Well,
where the fuck did semi-formal disappear to?
Actually, a galaxy, not a galaxy, dimension that's the size of a universe. So
you
whatever.
Prove that it's the size of a universe, ignoring the fact that you shown
Leon, wait, I can help Leon, right? Why not? What?
It's 2v1. I mean.
Yeah, I thought he was allowed to help. So.
Yeah, he is. It does.
Yes. All right, Leon. So, well, no, I meant just tell him how to argue. You could post it, Leon, but I'm pretty sure in the scan it even says like he's talking about the universe and says like some when the universe was young or something like that, and he shows them. So I'm pretty sure it says something like that. Just look up Dynamis showing Jenga and the other ones.
Before I get too deep in this, only because it's been a problem before, I'm gonna partition the judges and make sure we have like a time limit on scans. 5-minute cap.
3 minutes 50 seconds.
Where are y'all posting these scans at?
Semi-formal.
I want 3 minute cap. 3 minute cap on
Okay,
scan.
3-minute cap. That's fine.
Yep, love that.
Okay, so he's currently been looking for a scan for 30 seconds.
Love it.
It's in semi-informal. It's in semi-informal or semi-formal.
Okay. Do you have a timestamp for me? 14 minutes.
Same color, but it's like 5 minutes in, I think. No, 6. Gonna put up in the funnel. Same color, banana. Yeah, it was like 5. Yeah, it was like 5 minutes, like I said. Hello, it's still like 5 minutes. Nanda Parbat.
Alright, so I just watched all the way to 6 minutes. It's parted. So like you're asserting that they created that spatial dimension, right?
No.
What? What? I mean,
I'm saying that yes, that was yes. Dynamis
you're saying Dynamis created that.
Yes, Dynamis created. Jade Jupiter created that pocket dimension.
So
that's universal in size.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen any says size.
Alright, well, I'm looking still.
I mean, I see a lot of stars. I mean, I guess.
And they also
it's like galaxy size, maybe.
No, it's universal because he also did say that that I'm gonna take you to the beginning of the universe.
Okay.
All right.
But how does that mean that space is universal in size?
I mean, he's taking them back to where the universe started, so he would
Okay. You know when if you're gonna use the universe starting as an example, to try and like it sounds like you're like half-heartedly appealing to reality. You do know that there was like an infinitely small spot is where the Big Bang happened. So like I could argue by your own words that it was an infinitely small spot, which wouldn't be normal universe sized at all. Like so you have to provide evidence to show. You have to provide evidence to show how big this universe is, other than just asserting that it's universe in size. I will admit that this dimension has lots of stars in it, so you can argue maybe galaxy level. But like outside of giving me any like actual evidence, all it seems is just like a pocket of stars.
I disagree with you.
I mean, that's okay. I just
The fact that it's not universal because
no, I'm not saying evidence that it is universal. That's a different claim entirely.
okay, so you're not disagreeing with me?
No. I'm asking for evidence that it is universal. You made the claim that it was universal in size, and I asked for evidence. If you do not give me that evidence, then I can disagree. I can pull off. I believe it's Occam's razor with the anything that's said with little to no information can be disproved with the same amount of information.
All right, fine. I'll also
Your
find you.
assertions are just as good as mine, essentially.
All right, and I'll also find you like a different scan of Twisted Tempo versus Jenga and Masterman. Yeah.
The one where Pegasus does his speed feat?
No. Jenga and Masamune versus. Alright.
He's looking for a scan currently.
Alright. So I went ahead and put it in
Do you got a timestamp for me? Remember, looking for the timestamp's going to count towards your time as well. Or at least I feel it should, and you can ask the judges whether or not that's fair. Jeez. Alright. I'm gonna request a time limit of 30 seconds for a timestamp.
No.
I wasn't asking you, and I was meaning. Calm down.
And I said no just in case you tried to pull anything.
Oh my god.
So.
Sorry. I'll make sure to mute next time it happens.
Leone, use Twisted Tempo to scale it, bro.
What do you think I'm doing? From 450 to hold on.
Four minutes and 50 seconds.
Can you guys hear my text notification or no?
Not exactly.
So you can't just say no.
Okay, you guys need to stop being rude.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just make sure.
Alright, so I'll put them at 450 to
I've been watching.
You're gonna continue watching? Or...
No, I mean, go ahead and continue. I'm just telling you, I've been watching.
Alright, I would put them. Hold on.
Alright, can you guys can still hear me?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I can hear you. I just find it super fucking hilarious that he describes like physics, and then Jane is like, nonsense. We don't believe in stuff like that.
Yeah, calm down.
Well, I'm not downplaying or don't have to be fucking rude. I just thought it was funny. I actually haven't watched all of Metal Masters.
Alright, 450 to 650.
See,
he says, I currently rule over all of space and time. And, hey, I know everything, the past, present, the future, everything.
Did you make a claim of omniscience, sir?
I'm saying that in that, parallel dimension, sure, yeah. I mean, well, no, I'm not. I'm saying that in that dimension, he controls everything.
Okay, cool.
And Jenga...
I'm just gonna try and finish watching this game real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure.
I mean, Twisted Tempo.
Okay, so I'm ready to respond to the scan. So specifically, I don't disagree that he created that
Universe.
what seems to be a space
It's
a
the
different
universe.
it's a spatial dimension, but whatever. But obviously it's limited in size because obviously the point where you told me to stop is like contentious to your point because I kept watching and it shows that it has a limited size. It's barely bigger than the Bay Ring, so like.
No,
So it's a spatial.
it's not.
What?
No, it's not.
Why?
So
No.
scan
Okay,
it.
hold on. Stop. Judges, do me a favor. Go to the video. Look at exactly 6 minutes and 40.
No, what I am saying is that he teleports them of him like he teleports them into that dimension.
But like
This
it
is
shows him expanding.
It is
Wait,
his pocket
okay, how big is
dimension.
it?
It doesn't.
How big is it? Okay, so it's a pocket dimension. How big is it?
It's universal in size.
No, it's not a
Prove
pocket dimension.
Prove that it's universal in size.
Alright, so Twisted Tempo, right? You literally use this move, Spiral Dimension.
Okay, to create a dimension. Cool.
No. It's just no. Don't say it creates a dimension just because it's a name. That's the name fallacy right there.
There you go, sir. Good job.
Okay, but its name.
Still.
The move's name is Spiral Dimension, right? And it uses time and space to create a universe for itself. That's
How
what
big is
it
that
does.
Universe?
Obviously, well.
Obviously, by the size. Occam's razor. Oh my god.
Wait. By Occam's razor, right? If Toby / Faust, if they say it's a universe, right? Obviously, the only universe they know is their universe, so we could just say the most simple conclusion would be that it's the same size as the Beyblade universe.
So I'll respond with the visual evidence shows that it expands outwards from the bay, but barely encompasses the entirety of the.
Could you show us this that it barely encompasses it?
Yeah, go to 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Barely encompasses the size of the fucking Bay Ring. I'm not saying it's a small Bay Ring, but it's still like it's not like what you're trying to make a claim of at all.
Oh, and also, would you mind if I received the scan because I'm having a little bit of trouble finding it myself? From someone else of Doji saying that the universe Beyblade is, and he told me to ask the judges. So Melon, What If, Supernova. He told me to ask if it's okay with you guys if I get the scan of him saying the base spirit is universal in size.
Yeah, that'd reset your time.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, that'd be a separate scan there where you'd still have the 3 minutes. It wouldn't be like going on to the time you already had.
Okay. Alright, so that's okay with you guys?
Alright, so Aqua.
Huh?
Okay, so I'm about to hold on.
No, you're not about to do anything. Hold on.
I don't know if it's a fallacy for it, but
No.
Okay, so
Lord, it is not your turn. Like it's not even my turn. Gotta wait.
Okay. I can help Leon though on his
You
points.
can help Leon on his points, but that doesn't mean you get to like you have to wait for him to get back. It has to be a joint effort.
I'm still here, by the way.
Okay.
See, same color banana.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say that in regards to the point he is currently bringing up?
Okay, so right, you said it. All right, so you said it only encompasses the amount of the Bay Ring, correct?
I said no. I said that it appears to only surround the entirety of the Bay Ring.
Okay, so
it's only appearing that. So you do know inside of it is still a universe, right?
Prove
it
that.
just looks like that on.
Prove that.
I already did.
No, you didn't. You said
Yes,
you said because he said it's a universe.
I said because it.
Like that's just going off of like.
I said because the move Spiral Dimension controls all time and space, and he says it creates a universe. It just looks like that from the outside.
Franklin Richards created a miniature universe, right? Like it could be smaller, but creating a miniature universe versus creating like an actual infinite space time dimension, infinite 3D space time is significantly different.
Why would that matter? We're not talking about this guy now.
Because this is obviously not an infinite space.
Aqua.
I mean, do you want to respond to that, or do you want Leon?
I mean, it is obvious that there's like. Would you say? All right, so you're telling me that
it's limited in size.
I disagree with you because there's also a point where they're sucked into the black hole and they get out.
Okay.
So can
it's a tiny black hole. It's the size. It looks to be roughly 3-4 times the size of a bay, which is like no bigger than a basketball.
Can you prove that it's 3-4 times the size of a bay?
I said it seems to be. I'm not making any.
So you're assuming that it's 3 to 4 times the size of a bay.
Well, considering your claim just now said that they went in and out of it, and if you look at the video, you can see their size compared to the black hole. So yeah, I can.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can you prove it?
I just told you. Look at the video you sent yourself.
Okay, but can you prove that it's just 3 to 4 times?
No, I'm saying that it's relative in size to them. I just used a number to give like an easier reference for you. It's relative.
Okay. That statement makes no sense because you can't prove it.
What? Look at the fucking video.
I'm looking at it, and no, it doesn't. He said that it's 3 to 4 times. It said that it's 3 to 4 times.
Guys, you gotta stop real quick. Y'all are being retarded. It's literally in the video.
This is stupid.
Move on to the next point. Move on right now.
All right, Aqua. Well, further, what I was trying to say to help Leon, right? So, however, you said this space that it creates, right, doesn't look like it encompasses the entire universe, right?
No, I said that. Once again,
That's
you're
what you
me. I know it's not. You're literally what you're doing right now is called a straw man.
Say what you said.
You're changing my arguments. No, I don't care what you care. I'm
predicated on his argument, as I said earlier. Move on.
Thank you, Aqua. Just tell me what you said. Christ.
I said that it looks like it seems to barely encompass the size of the Bay Ring.
All right, so I'm gonna say again. That's what it looks like from the outside, but inside of this space, it is a universe. Inside of the space, it is a universe.
Prove it.
All right. So let me tell you this again, because I don't think you heard me. All right.
This is hitting ad nauseum.
Twisted Tempo, special move, Spiral Dimension.
Okay.
Uses time and space.
Okay.
To create a universe for itself, right? It creates the universe for itself. Okay. So it doesn't encompass the universe to the outside, but whatever is inside of the space that it encompasses, that it makes into a universe, it is universal.
Why?
Right. I just explained that.
No, Lord.
Okay, you didn't debunk that point because I just brought it up.
Let me respond. So look, I know what you're trying to say, but you're not understanding that what you're saying is incorrect. You're trying to equate something to being of that size to being something of a infinite universe. That's what your assertion was, that you're infinite, that you're. So the thing is, obviously that has a limited size because it barely encompasses the Bay Ring, and even then, if I were to agree with your assertion, which I don't have to. Even if I were to, the fact of the matter is, as you can see inside of that universe, there's only stars. I don't see any outside galaxies or anything like that. So why would I believe that it's any bigger than, like, say, a cluster of stars? There's no evidence. You haven't given any evidence.
All right, so you said just because you see a cluster. All right.
No,
so
you can't just make. You're making fallacious.
You would say you would have to see galaxies, right? Inside of the universe.
No, you have to give evidence for your claim, and you haven't given any. You've just asserted. You said that this is this.
You just said you don't see any galaxies and you only see stars, right?
It is one of the points I brought up, yes.
So, why would you have to literally see galaxies for it to be proven to be a universe?
No, I was giving you credence. I was giving you credence, giving you credit, but even though I didn't have to, the fact of the matter is you have given no evidence.
Yes, I have.
No, your assertions are not evidence. They are worth.
Okay,
nothing.
Aqua. So this is what I want you to do. All right. Prove just because it is shown to be a limited space to the outside that inside the space it is only the size of the ring.
Why do I have to prove a negative?
Why is that a negative?
Because you asked me to prove something
If
for you. I don't have to do that.
if anything, I'm correct because I'm gonna say again. He creates the space, and inside of the space, it's a universe.
Okay, prove creating the space makes it a bigger universe than the fucking arena.
The arena is a universe.
His dimension. He is inside of that dimension.
Okay.
All right, Aqua. Do you know what a dimension is?
Yeah. Do you?
I'm asking you the question. Do you know what a dimension is?
Please educate me.
In fiction, why would I need to educate you? Are you ignorant on a dimension?
Sure. Educate me. Tell me what you mean.
Okay.
What do you think a dimension is?
Do you know what it is?
I asked you to alliterate. I told you to educate me. Obviously, I don't understand something. So you have to tell.
Okay, sure. I will find it for you.
Oh my fucking god, guys.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I said, let's move on.
Yeah, because Aqua's literally just being a rat at this point.
No, you guys are being retarded. They said that twice now. You guys are literally arguing like with no evidence.
Leon?
Yes.
Are you done? Because you're gonna move on to this point.
Like, can we all agree that this is going nowhere?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, what do we get out of this? Is it a universe in size or like
No,
not?
we'll just come back to this.
We can
later.
come back to
Okay,
this.
sure. All right, sure. I don't mind to come back to it.
Your turn.
We go to speed.
No, it's my turn, not Lord.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Let
Sorry, I forgot.
take his attack potency.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a scan that explains that the Dragon Ball Z universe is infinite. So it's talking about the living universe. There's no reason to believe that it doesn't mean the afterlife. So the afterlife and the living universe are two separate universes, as well as the Kaoshin realm and the demon realm. That's four separate. Four
Say
separate.
that again. Say that again from the beginning.
Just read the scan. Just read the scan.
The various Kyle govern the infinitely expansive universe of the living world. Okay, so why would the... So, hold on, I got a question. So why would
I'm gonna literally fucking stab myself in the throat if you ask why.
Why what?
Finish your statement, Aqua.
Huh?
Okay, so why
He
would
was responding.
why would the afterlife be the same size as the living world?
You're right. You're very correct. My bad. It's actually stated that just heaven, which is a small portion of the afterlife, is considered to be equal to the size of the living universe. You're right. It's much larger.
Proof, and can you show me if it's canon and not filler?
Sure.
Or if it was in the manga. Yeah, I would actually like it from the manga.
I mean, unless you find a contradiction in the manga.
No, I'd like it from the manga.
I don't care what you.
I mean, what I find
funny
is
the primary source.
All right, where did you get this from, Aqua? Because
Daizenshu.
I mean, what I see, it's from an Instagram handle, so it's from an Instagram.
Because someone posted on judges, seriously, you're gonna let him sit here and fucking are you retarded?
Okay,
shit?
so I'm not arguing anything retarded. Can you show me?
Hold up.
I gave you the fucking scan. I don't need to give you another one. Damn. Do you have reason to disbelieve it? If you don't, then leave it alone. God
yes,
damn.
I do. I even
okay. Show me your evidence that says otherwise.
I just
you don't have evidence, so then shut the fuck up.
I will say the scan looks edited, but I will
oh my god.
like some of it looks
edited scan, so you're being a rat. So you're being a rat.
Hold up. I will say this.
The whole scan isn't edited.
The only thing that's edited in the scan is the @DBZ handle. That's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that, and like the outline of it. It's very obvious.
Yeah, but
the even gave a reference to where it is. It even says it's on page 54 of the Daizenshu.
Yeah.
Fourth World Guide. Like, it's right there. Nitpicking the scan isn't helping your argument.
Just
give me a second. I'm gonna post like 3 more scans talking about the different, infinite universes. Here's the talking about how the living universe has infinite galaxies. Here's the scan talking about the Kaoshin realm, in case you want that. After it talks about how it's a macrocosm. I just wanted you to have this information since I just figured I might as well put it now before you try to nitpick again. Extremely dishonestly. All right, give me a second.
All right, so where's this?
Stop! I'm not. I gave you your evidence. Give me a second to find the scan that you asked for.
See, same color banana. Alright. Because the comet and heaven realm and the Kyo supervise the galaxies that exist infinitely in all the universe. The sections known. Okay, so I see nothing that the heavenly realm is itself is equal to the whole
That's
living
not.
world.
That's a completely different realm. I told you to give me a second. Don't try to debunk my fucking scans when I'm looking for the scan you asked for.
Oh, but we have a 3-minute time limit, and you've already been looking for 1 minute and
1 minute?
29 seconds.
Why would you say that? I've literally been looking at a video less than 20 seconds, and I brought it up really quickly. So I think that's obviously fucking lying.
I actually brought it up at 9:53, and it's 9:54. So it's been over a minute. So stop lying.
Oh yeah, even though you tried to say it was more than a minute, you're the one who fucking lying.
Right. 1 minute and 48 seconds.
Lord, I don't trust you. It hasn't been that long.
What are you talking about? Supplying a scan?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they talked about the time limit thing. Remember? And
Oh,
both saying it's already been almost 2 minutes,
a minute and a half
basically.
or more than that. Just slightly more. I think like 2 minutes now.
Hold on. The Kaioshin realm is, well, the realm of the Kaioshin. It is a special realm completely separate
Why
from
do
the
you keep bringing?
macrocosm.
Okay, look. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a scan, and he keeps fucking interrupting me. I request a fucking extension. This is pissing me the fuck off.
Interrupting you? I'm not even talking
No,
to you.
you're literally okay. Then fucking read silently, asshole.
Alright, he just asked if you can stop like pressing him while he's looking for the scan.
Pressing
like,
it? I'm just reading it. I'm not even pressing him. I haven't asked him about
Lord,
anything.
Lord,
like when you started reading the scan, you said, hold on, and then you read it out loud as though you were about to press him on something.
Yeah.
Nah, well, I'm not, so I'm gonna continue reading out loud.
Wait, no, Lord.
He asked if you'd not
just
do that.
please
you could, like,
don't.
mute yourself and keep reading.
Right.
What if? Do you know the scan I'm talking about, where Vidal says that the heaven is the same as? I found actually. Never mind. It's okay.
It's not canon.
What?
It's not canon, and I asked for it from the manga as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you saying it's not canon? Do you have evidence to suggest otherwise?
Could you show me it's in the manga? I literally asked that.
I don't need to. Oh my god.
Manga is the primary source.
See, look. This is what I'm fucking talking about. He's interrupted me 3 times while looking for this fucking scan.
You said you
I'm
haven't.
trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice and calm, but assholes.
Alright, Supernova. Did he not just say he had the scan? So he's
let him
lying.
post the scan first.
Alright, bro.
I said I found it, not that I have it yet. God damn. Here.
Imagine.
Yeah, I mean he posted the. Oh, he posted the easier version, but open view image. Sorry, it was too big. The image was too big for copy linking. Cut this here. It's being posted right now. However long that fucking takes.
See, same color banana. I'm gonna pull it up in a fountain.
That's from the Dezenshu, by the way, just so you know.
Could you show me that's from the Dezenshu?
It literally fucking says it in the Dezenshu, right there.
Heaven, area, afterlife, special characteristics, world where dead good people reside. Local practice for 25th Tenkaichi Budokai here. Daijenshi 4, page 73, Daijenshi 7, page 36. Anime, those sorted out as good people among the dead gather here. It's about as what? Okay, so that's the anime. I said from the manga. I don't care about the anime.
I gave the Daizenchu, which explains it.
Okay,
the Daizenchu is the guidebook. Are you literally
so,
arguing the guidebook right now?
So the Daizenshi said it's from the anime, right?
Okay, look, I don't care. Your point is literally irrelevant to.
No, it's not. The manga is the primary
yes, it is.
source.
Oh my god.
How do I know they said that in the manga? And the manga is the primary source.
You do know. Okay. Since you want to be a smartass, you do know that the manga isn't the primary source. It's Dragon Ball Z Kai that's the primary source.
All right, so is that from Dragon Ball Z Kai?
It's from the Daizenchu. It doesn't matter. It's the
So
guy
you're
who.
lying. So you're
It's
being
the.
a rat.
Okay,
So
look,
either give
I'm
it
gonna
to
move
me
on.
from the
I'm
manga
gonna move
or
on.
Kai.
I've made my point about the size.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Okay.
gonna assert my point because he's been bothering me about this.
Mhm.
Okay, judges, would you do me a favor and tell him to shut the fuck up so I can make my fucking point?
Lord,
Just go to the next point. It doesn't.
No,
It
I
doesn't
just
matter.
want to make. I haven't even been able to make the fucking point because he wanted scans for the proof of the size. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assert. I'm gonna assert that Goku in Battle of Gods, he was going to destroy the entire macrocosm, which I showed was 4 separate universes in size, and I showed you that at least 2 of them were infinite in size.
No.
And so Goku is at least 4 times universal in Battle of Gods. Here, because I don't know if you'll actually try to argue me on that. Here's Goku and Beerus clashing fist, and it's saying that it's going to destroy the entirety of the it's going to destroy the entirety of the fucking macrocosm.
All right. So why isn't that just Goku's durability tanking Beerus' punches?
What the fuck are you even talking about?
No, I'm saying, how do you know that wasn't just Beerus? And
How do I
Goku
know
was
it wasn't just
and
Beerus?
Goku wasn't just tanking it
I
via
love that
durability.
because he thinks that bringing that up is going to be good against me because it was specifically stated by Beerus and Goku that it was just him that was going to go ahead and destroy it. It's actually all Goku. It has nothing to do with Beerus at all. Give me a second.
Yeah, show it to me. Yeah.
Well, first off, give me a second. Copy. View image. Copy.
Gonna put up on the phone. See, same color banana.
Here's Elder Kai saying the universe is gonna crumble.
Okay.
Um,
No context, but okay.
um, it's because it's a fucking thing. And then copy.
See, same color banana. Gonna put up on the phone.
Here's Vegeta. Here's Vegeta saying that both of them are striking with enough force to destroy the universe itself. There's your
Okay,
evidence.
is that from the manga or from? I mean, is that from the anime or the movie?
It's from the anime.
Right.
That statement's not even in the movie. That's why it's. That's
All
why.
right. Also, I have a question. Where are these 4 universes?
I already explained that. I'm not gonna fucking go.
Because no. Actually, what I'm reading, it says the Kyle govern the infinitely expansive universe. I don't see the infinitely
I don't care.
expansive 4
I
universes.
don't care. I've already made
Okay,
my.
so you
I've
don't
already.
care, so you're
No,
not
I've
gonna.
already
you,
made. I've literally already
Lord,
made my fucking
Lord,
point.
I mean not Lord Aqua. Can you make the argument that they know the universe how big it is instead of just saying it to the universe that they?
Yes.
Okay, can you show me scans for that?
Okay, here you go. Copy. Okay, so look, if you look in there, it's just talking about how at the end, at the very last scan, it talks about Beerus, the indie. It just basically gives you all the information you'll fucking need. And here's another Daizenshuu scan that shows that the Kaoshin realm is separate from the the Kaoshin realm is separate from the actual universe. So, what are you trying to assert? I've already shown you evidence that there are multiple universes.
Oh, you didn't, because let me debunk it. It's even in the scan you posted. So you see the one with the red box you posted, right?
Oh my god.
I'm reading it, and it literally says, because the Kami in the heavenly realm and the Kaio supervise the galaxies, not universes, galaxies that exist infinitely. The universes don't exist
Hey,
infinitely.
I have a
Only the
question.
galaxies.
Hey, I have a question. What
It's
happens
from
if
the Daizenshuu,
wait,
right?
no, Lord, I have a question. What happens if you have infinite galaxies?
You get a dimension.
You're fucking retarded.
I
Okay,
mean, not a dimension, a universe, a universe.
infinite universe, right? Okay, cool. I'm glad
No,
we
I say
established that.
universe. I say
A
universe.
regular universe that's not infinite can hold infinite galaxies.
Why not?
You're fucking retarded.
So you're not gonna
Explain
refute it, okay?
Explain
Get
it.
it.
I don't need to explain it. It's literally in
Why
the
not?
infinitely
his first
expansive
scan.
universe. You're fucking retarded.
Okay. I'm just
It
gonna
says
say
the
this right now.
Everything he's explained is in his first scan.
Yeah. Like, and this also is going to ad nauseum.
Okay, in
Yes, so please
Alright,
move
wait,
on.
I'm
wait.
literally just trying to make. I'm literally just trying to assert like my AP right now. I haven't even gotten. I haven't. Even,
We already.
yeah.
Nah, what if
You
I was
already
just saying
asserted what
this?
it was.
So can we move
Okay.
No,
on?
no, no. I was
So
just saying the second
yeah.
scan that he posted literally contradicts the first one that he does. Since the first one says universe, infinitely expansive universes, and the second one says the infinite galaxies. So I'm just saying the first one
Wait.
contradicts
Infinite
the second one.
galaxies. How do you fit infinite galaxies in a? Mm. It's okay. I
Okay,
don't
the
need. I don't need
universe.
to. Okay, Lord. It's okay. It's
It's in
okay.
his
It's
first
okay.
scan.
Hey, it's
No,
okay.
if you don't tell me,
No,
you're just
Lord,
gonna
it's
drop
okay.
it.
I
You're
don't
just gonna
need to
drop it.
explain it to you. I just need the judges to know that at my feet. Okay.
Right. You didn't explain it to the judges
Please
either.
move on.
But okay.
Hold up,
That's
guys.
it. Please move
Okay,
on.
we're moving on.
Please move
Okay, so Lord, your turn to show your AP, unless it's literally the exact same, which you guys have failed to prove. So it's your second chance to prove it.
Okay. So Rago is universal
Okay, why?
because Foss can make an infinite amount of universes
Show me.
using twisted tempo.
An
Leon
infinite amount of
already posted.
universes? An
Yes,
infinite
he can
amount of
keep. He
universes?
can keep. Yes, he can keep doing it. Yes, he can literally keep doing it.
Oh wow, that
Well,
sounds pretty out
actually,
of tier to me, actually.
no, because I'm just gonna lowball it to 4 times universal. So he just does it 4 times. So no, actually, I'm gonna lowball it to 5. Actually, right? And so Rago has the ability of every other bay, right? So he could do this, which will make him 5 times universal since he can use this ability. Since he will also be able to completely erase these universes.
Wait,
Even
hey, I have a question. So first off,
oh my god.
no. Yeah, okay, so you're making assertions about these quote unquote universes, and you still have yet to prove that they're universes.
Yes,
And then
okay. I
okay,
did.
okay, you could have infinite of those tiny little, but they would still be smaller than the macrocosm that I explained to you guys.
Tiny little universes.
I mean, they're the size of a bay ring, so yeah, I'm gonna assert that.
No, that's just how it looks from the outside. I already
Okay,
told
cool.
you
Image
that inside
fallacy.
of it.
Image fallacy.
No, okay,
All right,
so you're
wait, that's
saying
an
you
image
did.
fallacy
Artistic
on
choice.
you too, you
Yeah.
retard. You're saying that
How? It's
that's
literally
also
stated. It's literally
Because
stated.
you
in the
made the point
guidebook.
that it's only
because
the
you
size
say,
of,
yeah,
of
that's
the
an
bay
image.
ring.
No,
We
no.
never made
What I
that point.
That's an
posted.
You
image
did.
fallacy on you as well. You're
No,
being a
it's
hypocrite.
not. What I
All right.
posted is literally
Oh my
in the
god.
guidebook. It explains how it is. You're going off
All
of just
right,
what
so
it
you're
looks like.
sending the guidebook for it being just the size of the arena.
Supernova,
That's what you're telling me.
Supernova, and what if? I have a question for you. So did Aqua not say, okay, so it looks like it's just the size of the bay ring? That's an image fallacy for you, not for us. We never made the point that it's only that size. I'm just, yes, me and Leon never made the point that it's that size. You did. I'm just telling
No,
you, it may
I
look
asked
like
you to
that,
prove
but
what size
inside
it
of the
is.
space,
Oh my
inside
god,
of the space, it's
they
a
don't understand
universe.
basic. They don't understand basic debating at all.
No,
Look,
obviously you
look,
don't.
Lord,
Obviously you don't.
Lord, shut up.
look. So if this is how you take something, you have to take something on what you see and what evidence you're given. The evidence I have been given and what I see is that it is a universe or a spatial dimension that you claim as a universe that is only as big as a bay arena. Okay? Now, no. That's the information I've been given. Your assertions be damned. The thing
Right.
is, if you take that and put it up against even just the living universe in Dragon Ball Z, it is paltry, insignificant compared to the living universe of that. Let alone if I were to just say heaven, or the afterlife as a whole, which heaven is part of the afterlife.
So I'm gonna say again, regardless of what you said, because I really don't care. Right?
Hey, that's fine.
Unless do you want me to show you some examples of where something could have been shown from the outside to look a certain way, but inside it was actually different?
All right, so basically what you're saying, all right, so
wait.
can you prove that that little globe, that, all right, can you prove that the little globe that they're looking at isn't the size of the universe? You sound stupid.
Obviously I can, because judging by the size of it, it is only the size of the Bay Arena. Are you retarded?
That's the outside of the Bay Arena. That's out. Well, first off, that's outside of the globe. So inside of the globe, you can quantify how big it is just by the outside, because it can be a completely different space.
You are very correct, but you have yet to prove that to me.
I already said.
No,
I'm
you
not
have
saying
asserted.
It again.
You've asserted. There's a difference. Without proof, that your claims are baseless, and I can disprove them with just as much evidence as I was given, which is none.
I already gave you
That's
evidence.
why I'm making claims. That's why I said it's only that big, and I don't have to prove it because you have given me
Okay,
zero
I
evidence.
proved it for you.
No,
I
you
don't care if
didn't. You
you
said
prove
it. Do you have better evidence for your universal, or do you want to just move to conclusions? Because I think that's all I really need. What do you want to
No.
just
So,
eat after that?
so, all right. First off, all right, let's move the speed.
We're not done.
All right,
Like we're
so
not done.
Okay. Are you done with your point there? If you're done, then we'll move back to me.
no, we'll just come back to AP later since
Okay,
you.
Yeah,
so
we're
it's my
coming
turn.
back.
Okay, so
No,
it's
I'm
my
not
turn.
Coming back.
done.
What
I
the fuck
haven't.
are you mean you're not done? You made a
I haven't
point,
went
so
to
it's
my
my turn.
speed. No, I
Judges.
haven't went to my speed. What are
Judges,
you
fuck
saying?
off. Judges.
You mean AP,
All right, no,
Lord.
we already contested that the order was going to go one of you, then him, then one of you. One of you has already made a point. It's time for him.
Yeah, it's time for
Thank you.
Lord's turn.
Okay,
Wait.
so
Or Aqua's?
thank you.
So it's Leone's turn, actually, not you, Aqua.
No,
You
Aqua's?
just
it's Leone, me, you, me, Leone, me. It's a V formation.
Leone, me, you, me, Leone.
No,
No.
Lord.
Fucking retarded.
Aqua
Okay.
goes in between both of you. It doesn't matter what the formation is.
Gay.
Lord, you can go. Just go.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so in the second to last scan I posted where it has all the talking over here, it literally it explains that the entirety of the macrocosm is at risk, and that shockwave that you see right there happening is actually traveling all the way to the Kao Shin realm, and it's actually shaking it. That's as I've established the as I've established, the macrocosm is the universe is infinite in size, and this shockwave from their punches traveled to all the way to the edge of the infinite universe and shook it. So that's infinite speed. I just want to put my infinite speed feat. Do you want to debunk that, or do you want to give a better speed feat?
Say that again, because I wasn't listening.
Why aren't you listening during a debate? That's your fault. I
Say it again.
I only need to tell it to out there. It's
Say
out
it
there.
again.
hold
Oh,
on.
fuck.
I will say this
All
right
right.
now.
First
for
of all,
Aqua, he doesn't
What?
have to repeat it.
all right, Aqua. I didn't hear you. My Discord was lagging a little bit. I'm sorry. Can you repeat yourself?
Sure.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
because I cut out. So.
Okay, I don't care. I'll even though they're obvious fucking, I'll still go ahead and say
I'm
it.
not lying.
Thanks, bud.
Okay, so the shockwave from their punches were shaking the macrocosm, which includes the afterlife, and the demon realm. Well, we don't see the demon realm, but if it's shaking everything else, it's okay to assume the demon realm as well. The afterlife, the physical universe, and the Kaioshin realm, what we see being shook because of the shockwave. That shockwave traveled all the way across the infinite Dragon Ball Z universe. That's infinite speed.
But did it do this in no amount of instantly?
I said
'Cause
infinite.
infinite-
I said infinite time, not
No, you said infinite space. Actually,
I said
you didn't say
infinite
time.
speed.
Okay, but I'm saying did the shockwave move through the infinite space instantly?
Why would it have to do that to be infinite speed?
I mean, because that's what infinite speed
No,
is,
it's
moving
not.
from point A to point B instantly. Yes, it is.
Okay,
Do you want me to get you the?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also,
Also, I mean, I
Occam's
could just.
Occam's razor,
What?
right? Occam's razor. All of the evidence you've actually posted from Battle of Gods only says universe, so I can just assume it's only one universe.
I'm only asserting one universe currently, anyway, so it's fucking doesn't matter. Go on, find that definition that you so want to use.
All right.
I
All
have
right.
an interjection.
Wait.
Child.
Supernova.
I
What?
have an interjection.
Sure.
If you are going by the versus battle wiki definition, we do not use or accept the versus battle wiki definition on this
Thank
server
you.
as the continued definition of infinite speed, as we provided the definition originally based on parent and Naya scaling for infinite speed, which as it follows that infinite speed is equated to someone moving in an infinite distance within a finite amount of time.
All right. So what is the
infinite
finite amount of time?
Any finite amount of time.
Doesn't matter what time it is. It's just lower in infinite speed if you have a different amount of feet.
Alright. So is infinite speed higher than any calculable speed?
Yes, by definition.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so alright, so could you post something to me where it says it's going through the entire macrocosm?
It already shows that in the scans I provided.
Okay, can
Alright.
you
I'm finna look through all of the scans. Alright, the various one that says nothing about Battle of Gods. Second one's nothing about Battle of Gods. Third one's nothing about Battle of Gods. Fourth one, the universe is gonna crumble. Fifth one, hitting each other again and again with a power capable of destroying even the universe itself. As a duo clash, their superpower threatened to annihilate the universe itself. That clash produced super dense energy. If the energy dispersed to the world will end for sure. All that energy was here. I nullified it and turned it into nothing. Nowhere does that say a macrocosm anywhere.
Dude, I told you I haven't even argued. No, Lord, stop. I literally prefaced this before you even started this bullshit, and I said I'm not even going to use the macrocosm as a feat. I'm just talking about the infinite universe.
So, alright, I'm a little bit confused, Aqua. Can you explain this to me? If you don't want to use the macrocosm, is the macrocosm what
I don't
contains?
need to. I'm not saying I don't want to.
Sir, is it what contains the infinite like universes?
You do understand that a macrocosm is just a grouping of universes, correct?
I didn't hear your mic cut out. You mind repeating yourself?
A macrocosm is a grouping of universes. It's not like a space. It is just a grouping of universes. Okay, so
all right. Can you show me? Can you show me how big those universes are?
I don't care. I've already explained how it's.
Why do you not care?
I've already explained it being infinite. I don't need to fucking say it again. That's ad nauseam. God damn, you're retarded.
Also, Aqua, I have a question for you, right?
Sure.
So that first scan that you posted,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that says I'm pretty sure it says the infinitely expansive, right? So does that not mean that the universe is? Does that not mean that the universe is currently expanding, which would actually contradict that it's infinite in size?
Lord, shut the fuck up. If you want a response, then fucking tell me. Don't just try to sit there and assert something. It literally clarifies with infinite galaxies.
Okay, so you still haven't proved why infinite galaxies would mean infinite.
Okay, I don't care to explain to a retard. Can we move on?
Okay, so you're not going to explain it at all, so you dropped the point? Okay.
No, I've already explained it. I don't need to explain it again.
Point dropped.
I would suggest that we move on. I wouldn't
consider. So I have a question because
point
they.
Dropped.
Do you guys have a speed feat, Leon?
Point drop.
That we move on.
Yeah. Yes.
Point drop.
Leon, do you have?
Point dropped. Anyways, I'm gonna start explaining my speed.
You're not a judge. You can't drop a point, but go ahead.
No, I said point drop to him, but
Yeah, you can't
all right,
drop
and
a
you're
point.
you're right. You're right.
A point. We do.
Okay, all right. I would say that I would put Beyblade as an immeasurable speed.
Why?
Because it was stated that when Twisted Tempo, you remember the Twisted Tempo feat that I gave you earlier, right?
Sure.
All right, I'll repost it for you just in case.
No, I know the one you're talking.
All right, so he was like, okay, they were like in a space, and he says that I control everything here.
Sure.
Past. He says I know everything, past, present, and future.
Sure.
He also controls the time space there.
Sure.
That's everything he controls. In that dimension, and Eldrago, Eldrago was able to move through it and destroy it. And so was Dynamis scales above Meteor Eldrago. So Meteor, and he's able to clash with, he's able to beat Jenga's Cosmic Pegasus, and Cosmic Pegasus is a bay that's above Meteor Eldrago. He's able to go back and forth with Eldrago Destructor, who is stronger than Meteor Eldrago. So, using that, I would put him. He's faster than
What is his speed that you claimed?
immeasurable because he's moving
Immeasurable.
beyond the linear time.
Supernova, do me a favor, just so I don't make a mistake here. Um, immeasurable is less than infinite, right?
No, it is
No.
not.
No,
It's
no.
faster than.
Immeasurable
It
is
goes
far
infinite.
more. It's in excess of way
Yeah.
better than
Infinite is the slowest.
Okay.
Then it goes
Okay,
in
so
excess
why
of,
is
then
why is
immeasurable.
escaping? Yeah, thank you. Why is escaping a black hole suddenly give you immeasurable speed?
It's not just a black hole. It's already been stated that and it's not even the black hole we're talking about. We're talking about the space time, and Faust himself says that I control this.
Okay.
So I know everything past, present, and future.
Okay, why do you keep bringing that up? It's an irrelevant point.
It's not. He's moving. He's moving through linear
You've already
time.
dropped. You've literally already dropped him having omniscience. So just stop bringing up him knowing past, present, and future. And you even said that it was only in that dimension.
Calm down. But so he was also saying that and then they were also moving in there. And again, my character skills above all the characters, even the character that was able to destroy that space and move in
I
it.
don't care. I don't
And
care.
then
Wait, Leon, stop.
no, hold on.
No,
Let me continue. I'm not done. I'm not
You're
done
literally
listing my character
stop.
sheet.
I don't
Oh my
care.
God, why?
You made
All
a
right,
point. Let me respond to
why?
it.
What? I'm
Made a
not done
point.
with my points.
No, you're not. You're literally about to say my
All right,
character
I
skills in
am
this
not.
character, in this character,
Oh
in
my
this
God. Oh my God. Can I please finish my point? You're assuming that was the point. No.
Okay.
Let me finish my point, please.
Supernova, if he does, then I swear to God, he better stop the point. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So
tell me more about this infinite.
okay.
Or the
When they were in that black hole, that was also stated to have the that was beyond and above space and time.
What?
Yes, that was beyond and above space and time. He was able to El Drago Destructor was able to move through and destroy it. And then after that, Striker and Pegasus were able to leave through it because you can see they're like, oh, I see that light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
And then
Do me a favor and just give me a second. I'll be right back.
Sure, bud.
You're all objectively retarded, Leon Lord.
I agree with, and I agree with you.
Here is less retarded than the rest. I'll give you a hint.
Aqua, do you have to go get your grandfather his pills? So
Joda, I know.
Shut the fuck up. I'm looking at Stan.
Yeah, Lord, just.
Calm down.
I know. Joda, I know who you're gonna say, but who are you gonna say?
I'll tell you this: they don't start with an L.
They don't.
They don't. Tell you this: the man drinking chocolate milk.
Strawberry milk is better anyway.
Ew, what the hell?
That is
Hold on. We
subjective.
gonna fight after this.
Hold on.
No,
Okay, wait. I'm back. I have to respond. I have to respond to
Aqua,
that.
before you say anything, Lord, that was the most respectful thing I've ever heard you say.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Somebody text me, so you kind of got me.
I just said what you said was respectful.
I'm gonna fight both of y'all
What if
after
it's
this.
actually smart?
I respect you for that. You're still stupid.
I'm gonna fight
Alright.
both of y'all after this.
All right.
Imagine thinking chocolate milk is better
Okay,
than
but
strawberry.
But
this
what
is,
hold on,
guys,
before
since
it
you're ready,
goes,
Can I finish my debate?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah,
gonna
let's
say.
finish the
This is
debate.
derailing.
This is irrelevant, so let's
I'm
move
sorry,
on.
Supernova. I'm a strawberry
come back.
nigga too.
Respect
Oh
it.
my God, we're gonna fight after this.
All right.
What about banana milk?
Okay, guys.
I'm gonna fight all
let's
y'all
stop.
after this.
Motherfucker.
I'm
I
gonna
was just
solo.
asking a question.
Gilbert,
I'm
stop,
finna
stop,
solo.
Let Aqua have his debate
Yeah,
now.
Aqua.
Yeah, Aqua, go ahead and finish.
Okay, so in response to your claim that he's above and beyond the concept of time and space, which is fucking obviously fallacious. I just rewatched it, and he says that his Beyblade controls time and space, and his Beyblade is creating the black hole, and he controls time and space within this finite universe.
Hold on. We're gonna rewatch the scan.
Okay,
All right,
it's literally at exactly 5 minutes.
Look at this rattery going on right here. This circular reasoning.
You guys are being complete rats to try and
No, you are.
claim your character's basically universal.
You're lying. Okay.
being above beyond the concepts of space and time would make you universal.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
All right, guys, don't worry about it. At the end of the debate, we will let you know who was writing on who. And
Johnny Dang.
And also, I have this recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all all three still had the big gay though.
Yeah.
Oh,
You like, oh no, Aqua, are you like retarded? Faust literally says, Tempo is a babe that rules over both space and time. Are you like dumb? Seriously.
Prove that he's above time and space, and
He
prove
said,
that he's talking about the concept of time and space.
he said both above space and time.
Okay. No, he didn't. He literally says that that he can. What are you
Oh
fucking
my
doing this
god.
for?
All right, say what you said. Say what you said again, Uncle.
Go
Stop
to
being
5.
dishonest.
All right, retard. Go to 5:55 or 5 minutes and 55 seconds.
Seemed like someone lying.
Stop! Fuck! Let me listen.
I think he's mad.
Okay. So cool. So ruling over space.
And also, do you want the definition of
I mean, he
ruling over someone?
only really been making a black hole, not actually.
I said, do you want the definition of ruling over something?
I don't
I
care.
can get you that. You
Having-
don't? Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to
I
you.
literally said I don't care. Can we move on? You made your point. I made my counterpoint. We don't need to continue.
I mean, but I'm making my counterpoint to your
He
counterpoint.
doesn't care to for it, so he's letting you have it. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Next point.
No, what point is there
No,
left? My character
we can
speed
argue
blitz
hacks.
isn't. My character speed blitz isn't one shots.
No, you gave us immeasurable.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
did.
did.
No.
Literally
He
just
didn't give you the point. He didn't give you the point. He said that he gave. No, that's not what he.
The fuck
What
are you
did he
guys
say?
on?
Supernova, what did he say?
He's saying that he doesn't want to argue for the rest of this. He didn't give up the actual point.
So he doesn't want to argue back against what we're saying then.
No,
I've argued enough.
That he says that he's already said what he needs to say about your argument.
I'm not trying to convince you guys. Obviously, if it was just me versus, it wouldn't ever fucking end. That's why there's judges. I make my point. I try to do when you have a judge debate, you try to prove that you're debating better than the opponent or you make better points. Saying that you disagree with my point doesn't help your point at all. It just drags on the fucking debate. So my character speed, my win con is my character speed blitzes and destroys both your characters.
I still have hacks.
Yeah, it don't matter if I fucking speed blitz you.
Well, it does when one of them is godly regeneration.
Okay, so I mean, can you show me? Can you show me your character having godly regeneration on an infinite universal level?
I'll show you my character getting destroyed by to complete nothingness, like the Beyblade getting completely destroyed, and the Bay is the physical manifestation of the base spirit. So the base spirit will be destroyed, and then so it wouldn't be around anymore, and then the Bay would be broken in half, for example, and then it would just regenerate and come back.
Show me that happening.
All right, sure, I'll find the scan for you.
I mean, I would honestly prefer if you wait. Where the hell did Lord go?
I don't know. Maybe he lagged out and he dragged back in. Or maybe, yeah, probably.
Hold on, before we make any more points, he is technically your partner. We should wait for him. Or at least give him a second.
That ain't even a point or anything. Why the fuck are you guys debating in WoW there?
What?
Why the fuck are we, like, you guys doing this in WoW there? Like the VC?
I don't know.
The limit VC?
I really don't know. It's because that's where they were and that's where they started trying to debate me.
You should have moved it down because I disconnected and I lost by like 15 seconds. 15, 20 seconds. Because I got disconnected as well.
Let's go to inform.
Just so I could disconnect and reconnect quickly.
Alright.
Yeah,
and when Lord comes back, he doesn't have to wait for a drag.
Yeah.
This is painful.
Take pictures.
Oh, let me that melon.
If you jump off a building, do a flip.
Alright, so I'm back.
Hold up, Lord.
Welcome back.
Wait for a second.
Wait.
Alright, so wait,
1 second.
1 second.
Come back.
We gotta get melon.
There is no 1
Okay,
second.
there you go. Okay.
Currently, Leone is attempting to show that Bay has godly regeneration of an infinite universal level. Well, specifically, he's trying.
Actually,
he's attempting to. Wait, hold on. He's trying to show that his character can survive and return from being destroyed on an infinite universal level.
Alright, so I'm gonna actually help Leon with that. So, Aqua, Goku, correct?
Sure.
Alright, can Goku, Alright, so can Goku, when he's alive, when he's, like, actually alive, can he harm spirits when he's actually alive?
Can Goku harm spirits when he's actually alive?
Of course he can when he's dead, because he's a spirit as well, but has he ever been shown to harm spirits while he's alive?
Yes.
Proof?
Sure.
And even then, Beyblades do have mid-godly regeneration.
Wait, hold the fucking phone. You asked me to find a scan. Stop bringing up extra points while I'm looking for the scan, please.
No, it's not an extra point. I'm just telling you what Leon said is true.
God. Okay, as long as they keep on talking, I don't want that counted towards my fucking.
Just find the scan. I'm not even talking.
Shut the fuck
anymore.
up.
No, bro, just find it. Little boy thinks he's tough.
I'm currently slapping you, so yeah, I do think I'm tough.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Yo, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna fix me some tamales.
I haven't had those in a while.
I didn't ask you what you've had in a while.
Why is this BC so full?
Because of my clout.
Is it Lord versus Aqua?
You never say something like that ever again, or no matter what you say next, I will give Aqua the point.
It's Lord and Leon versus Aqua. It's a 2v1. Now shut up.
If Aqua wins this, you're getting filled by.
Jin, I just said shut up. Now shut up.
Also, neither Lord nor Leon are feel nice, so it doesn't matter.
What's the topic being debated?
It's Beyblade versus Dragon Ball Battle of Gods Goku.
Yeah, it's 2 certs in Beyblades though, not the whole thing. And everything's capped to Universal Plus.
Hold on. What if? Are you do you have the limit on? Because I'm pretty sure she's been looking for quite a minute, and we only have 3-minute cap. Hello, what if?
Is he paying attention? Give him like a minute. If he doesn't find it, then you could drop the
Give him 60 seconds. Okay.
Unless he could, unless if somebody in this VC has it.
Well, do any of the other judges have the time? The timer?
I have the timer on right now.
He started.
What time is it at, Leon?
He's got like 40 seconds left.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if he can't find this, he actually loses, but...
He's fucking done if he can't find it, to be honest. That nigga is going to break. If he can't find it, it's raps for him, bro.
Losing to such a trivial point. Alright, how much time left, Leon?
4, 3, 2, 1. It's over, bro. It's kind of like what? It's over for you. That's
Leon, shut up. Awkward. Do you Leon, stop that.
I'm trying to cancel it. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me.
Okay, look.
What scan is Aqua looking for?
Leon, Aqua just posted it.
It was a scan of Goku fighting a spirit.
While he's alive.
I got Gohan to do it, but I mean, obviously he's superior to his son, so it's relevant.
Alright, did you post it before the time limit ran out?
It doesn't matter. He just posted it. Okay, so I don't care about the rule right there.
Blue Tinks uses. Hold on. Blue Tinks uses the Super Ghost Kamikaze.
Why is he reading the?
Alright, that's a name fallacy already. Could you prove they're real ghosts as well? This guy posted that and thought he was gonna get away with it. Oh my god. He thought he was gonna get away. Like, and then, hold on, and then nowhere is it stated that Boo just made spirits. It's literally an attack. Oh my god. Literal amalgamations of his ki that he's formed to make attacks. Yeah. Nowhere is it stated they're spirits. So,
Hey, can you do me a favor?
I'm not gonna take that.
Can you drop the scan where it tells about the different forms of what ki is made up of? I can't fucking find it in my stuff.
No, make Super Ghost Kamikaze.
It's general information you're gonna want to know.
Super Ghost Kamikaze is a name fallacy. Just because it has ghost in the name doesn't make it a spirit.
You know, Dragon Ball Z ki is made up of several things.
Alright, so are spirits in Dragon Ball Z made out of pure ki? You heard me.
What?
Yeah. Did you cut out Aqua?
Huh?
Did you cut out?
Ki is made up of spirit, mind, and courage.
Okay, so prove that spirit is the same as actual dead spirits.
I mean, why would I have to? You asked me to prove that they were spirits, and I did. They're made up of spirit energy. Same difference.
No, you didn't. No.
Do you ever refute an actual?
Yes, I already refuted it earlier. I said it's a name fallacy. Just because it has super ghost.
No, I explained to you that
okay,
is made up of spirit energy.
So Goku is a spirit. Since Goku is basically a spirit, right? Since ki flows all through his body. Yeah, no, he's not. And I can prove this since Goku is able to interact with worldly objects, right? So no, they're not spirits. And also if the Super Ghost Kamikaze are able to touch people who are alive.
It happened before, but I'll show you another example of it happening.
No, you can. I already debunked this point. I brought up Super Ghost Kamikaze, like I was gonna accept.
Here's a better example. I mean, it's still the same difference, but I mean, it's literally the same fucking. Here's Goku fighting Frieza, who's literally a ghost.
Okay,
he's literally a spirit.
Not a ghost. Frieza's not a ghost.
Oh, you're right. He's an angel. It's the same fucking difference.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Do you want to know why? Because Goku literally made a deal with Baba to bring him back to life for a day. Do you want me to find where it says he's gonna bring him back for a
Okay,
day?
so prove that that he's also not still a spirit.
Also, I mean, I can simply by the fact that Goku's interacting and touching him.
That just means
Also,
Goku can interact and touch ghosts by your own admission. Congratulations.
No, I didn't admit anything. I'm debunking your point. Don't try to
You're
use
doing it very
circular
badly.
reasoning. Don't try to use. You're using circular reasoning.
You don't
Please
even know what
stop.
circular reasoning means.
Please stop. Also, this happened in the Blue Saga as well, with Goku coming back to life for a day, meaning he's not a spirit. If he's not dead, he's alive.
Why does he have a halo then? Do you know what? Do you know what that?
He's just no. He only has a halo, right, to signify that he was dead. And
That he is dead.
That he was dead and he got brought back to life for a day.
Okay.
He's not still dead.
Okay, mind me. So he asked me to. He asked me
was dead. He was dead.
Stop. Let me fucking clarify something. You fucking
cut
sperm.
me off. You cut me off.
Let me
yes,
clarify.
You did. Oh my god.
Okay, whatever.
I'm not obligated to.
I'm literally just gonna fucking mute him. He's fucking stupid. Okay,
look. Why are you muting him?
Because he's retarded. He's not fucking listening.
He cut me off, but okay. Right.
Okay, so I unmuted you. Mind me. You asked me to prove that he can interact with spirits, correct? That was literally what you asked me to do. Okay, you didn't say whether or not that spirit had to have a physical body or not, so it doesn't matter. I proved what you asked me to prove. Let's move on to a different point.
No, hold on. What do you mean a physical body?
Obviously, you asked me to prove he can interact with spirits, and I did.
Obviously the spirits, which I'm not agreeing they are spirits, they obviously have a physical body.
Okay,
since they're interacting with other physical things.
Do your base spirits have physical bodies?
What?
Are the base spirits, do they have physical bodies?
No, they're spirits. They don't have a body.
So Goku just continuously destroys them constantly until the timer runs out.
Who?
Huh?
What time? What timer? First off,
when your character is unable to battle for, I believe it's like what, 48 hours, whatever.
No, a week.
A week.
A week.
That would be huh?
No, it's 24 hours. If
24 hours.
Somebody, it's a week.
Yeah. So Goku just punched Goku just destroys your character. Your character's.
All right. Wait.
Yeah, wait. Let me finish my fucking point. You literally have no concept.
Why can't I clarify on what I'm saying?
No, I'm literally finishing.
Christ, bro, you're retarded.
No, you were interrupting me in the middle of my point. That's why they told
just did the same thing.
No. Irrelevant.
Yeah, bro, shut up.
Goku goes ahead and destroys your base because that's the only physical means for you to interact with. So he continuously destroys them for 2 hours, making your characters unable to fight. There you go.
That's false. You haven't even provided evidence that he could touch a spirit. I've debunked that. Are you retarded? Okay, now let me keep going on. Base, right?
I just said destroy the base.
Hold up.
Base ignore conventional durability. They're just gonna attack Goku's spirit directly, and unless you can provide unless you can provide some evidence of God Goku, right? In Battle of Gods, right? Resisting some type of spiritual destruction, right? Or basically soul erasure, then he loses. You still haven't even proven that Goku could touch spirits.
Hey, I don't care about that.
No, just prove my point that I asked you. I don't want to hear it.
Why would I prove your point?
Christ, bro. No. I mean, give me proof on the point. Give me proof on the point that I asked you.
Huh?
Hakai was never used on Battle of Gods, Goku.
No, you're fine. I'm not.
And even if you wanted to use Hakai,
answer my question.
I'm just calm down, relax.
Guys, stop! You're literally shotgunning him.
Yeah, can you?
I'm not even talking. But okay.
I don't care whoever it was. I need you to let him respond.
Well, 1 second.
Alright, bro. This dude in the pills, bro. Always.
Bruh, what's happening right now?
I'll be right back.
Cry.
Other cancer.
Just less than 2 minutes. I'm just putting some spaghetti away. Calm down.
Yeah, okay.
I'll
Okay.
give you 5 minutes.
You don't have to lie. Guy's
Y'all
going
want
to get
me
his
to-
grandpa's
the
pills.
Lord,
spaghetti?
shut
Y'all
up.
y'all want me to time him go in to go put the spaghetti away?
Yeah, 2 minutes. And it's already been 9 seconds, 10 seconds,
He's
11
gonna have
seconds,
3 minutes as
All right,
well.
you don't
12
need to count.
seconds,
Shut
13 seconds,
We're not
14
children. You don't
seconds,
need to
Lord,
count for
shut
him.
up.
15.
Lord, literally shut up. You're annoying.
You're
literally no concept of having a polite conversation.
Lord, you don't need to like have an argument with the judges. I don't understand what the point is.
I'm not. I'm just giving him a compliment.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so you're gonna let me respond, right?
Okay, wait, no. Let me restate the question just so you made
Sure.
sure I heard it correctly.
Just go ahead.
All right, now I said debunk why Goku can't even touch spirits. Second off, I said you do know base, right? They ignore conventional durability, so they're just gonna attack his spirit directly.
Okay,
and can
okay.
you give any? And can you give any? Oh, wait, if you want evidence for this, bays are consistently shown to destroy other base spirits. I can give you evidence for this, but just let me finish right quick. So, does Goku have any like type of resistance to soul erasure at
Okay,
all?
so that was 3 things, but sure, I'll answer them all. One is
No, it was
doesn't.
2.
The second one, the one about the conventional, it ignores conventional durability. Prove it can affect someone that's superior to them.
Okay.
Like on my
I'm just
level,
gonna show you.
infinite
I'm
4D, infinite universal.
Infinite, but we're
Well,
only doing Universal Plus. Why are you
no,
cheating?
no,
Also,
Infinite
fucking god, an
universal
infinite
plus. That's
universe,
within
mind
the
me.
cap.
God
no,
damn.
no, no, no. Also, so far, let's not let him do this. You're being a rat, Aqua. You even said earlier, I'm only using one universe right now, so they will be at the same level right now.
I said
But we're
that
not gonna
he's
talk
using
about
an
that.
infinite universe.
Who's using an infinite
I've
universe?
already proven the
Who?
Dragon Ball's universe
Who
is
is?
infinite. I've
They're
already
capped
proven.
at universal. It
Oh my
doesn't
Right.
matter if you say that what's his name isn't. They're
What?
capping.
No, I'm saying how
Already
Aqua
proved
said
it.
he's only scaling Goku off of one universe right now.
That universe is infinite, and your bays are consistently shown to like be able to affect other bays that can create dimensions that are the size of fucking bay fields, and you still have yet
No,
to
they're
disprove that.
not. But they're not though.
Okay,
Hold
you
on,
can
hold on,
say that all you want.
wait. I
You're
got a
saying,
question
all
for
right.
You
you,
know what?
Aqua.
I'm sorry I brought that up because now they're gonna fucking spurg about
Aqua, no, I'm not even spurging. I'm trying to ask you a simple question.
it.
Stop
Okay, go
acting
ahead.
retarded.
Well, I
Right?
mean,
So,
I answered your question.
oh my god. So, Aqua, I'm saying, you said prove that it will work on a character of your level, right?
Sure.
Alright. First off, our characters are already Universal Plus, right? So, why would it matter?
no.
No. Why would it matter? Just since your character is infinite universal, right?
No,
Why?
his universe is
Okay.
infinite in
So why would
size.
his? Okay, what does that make him? Infinite universal plus, right?
No, I don't need a fucking steel man. Just don't
Alright,
make
Aqua.
my
Okay,
or I don't
Aqua.
even know what
So
the opposite of a straw man is. It's so weird.
okay, Aqua. So I'm gonna
Making my
say this
argument
right here.
stronger.
I'm gonna say this right here, Aqua. Right? So
Oh,
AP scales
man,
to
straw.
durability, right? AP squares to durability, right?
Huh? Well,
AP scales to durability, right?
no,
Yes, it does.
no.
Yes, it does.
Any amount of AP that you can output, you can also take. Yes,
Yes, okay.
but just because you're a certain level of durability does not mean that you can output that much AP. You have to understand there's a
That's
difference.
not what I said. I know, but be quiet. Thank you.
I mean,
So,
sure, that's not how you said it at all.
since the bays ignore conventional durability, it wouldn't matter what your AP would be, right? So it wouldn't matter
Is
how
that
high.
are you implying
It
a
wouldn't. No.
fallacy
It
that
wouldn't
your
matter.
character can just
No.
hurt anything?
It wouldn't matter how high Goku's durability is, right? You would have to prove that his spiritual, his spirit or his soul will be the same durability as him, as his AP. And I'm letting you know, right now, you would actually have to prove this, since since you're only giving us durability for what he can physically take. You haven't given us any durability. Well, you haven't given us any durability feats of his soul.
Judges, can we
I
move to
would be fine
conclusions?
if we went to conclusions.
I mean, can I just like emphasize my hat? Like
Your hacks don't matter if I'm faster and stronger.
Also,
hold up, Leon.
You're not faster.
Leon,
also, my
Lord?
character has precognition of 1,000 years, right?
Yeah, so does mine.
In his verse,
okay, that
sure.
is going to be your last point, okay?
Why?
Because we're going to conclusions now. This has been dragged
Why?
on long enough.
No. Wait. Let me bring up one more point. Literally, one more.
Okay.
One.
Let him.
So I can bring it up?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So let me see what this is right quick.
And also your character. No, hold on. And also to debunk your speed, Aqua, your character.
We're moving on from this.
All right. So hold on. I'm looking my files right quick. Think it was her. Was it? Her?
Well, while you're looking, do you mind if I debunk that pre-con
No,
thing
because
you
I already
slipped in?
found it. No.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'll debunk that after I debunk
So
this.
Rago, right? He does have the ability of all the abilities, right? Bays, right?
I mean,
So,
why would I believe that?
I mean, I could post it anyway, so it doesn't matter what you believe.
I mean, specifically, Rago has the ability to absorb Bay's powers. Not that he has all the
he
Bay's
has he has them all.
Oh,
I'm gonna post it, so be quiet. Thank you. I'm going to post it. I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Oh wow! I only had to try and debunk it to get him to actually give me evidence.
So Quetzalcoatl, right, is a legendary blader.
Sure.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
I am literally Nuwapu. Suck a dick.
Shut up! Oh my god.
It doesn't matter the enunciation. Finish the point.
All right, so her one of her abilities of her Beyblade Venus is called it's power nullification, right? And its abilities to switch into defense mode, right? Which she uses to take the full brunt of an opponent's attack and reduce the damage to the absolute smallest amount possible to take no damage. So Rago could just use this, right? And Goku would just do the minimal damage to Rago. Rago attack erases his soul, simple or existence erasure, because Rago also.
Okay, so like you brought up like 3 separate points in regards to that point. So let me respond to them. So it doesn't even if I steel man you and say that. Wait, no. Let me respond for fuck's sakes. Even if I steel man you and agree that your character has that ability, even if it's the smallest degree possible, the smallest degree of infinity would still be more than your Bay can handle.
No, it wouldn't.
Because you have only shown your Bay being fucking the size. Having the universal or the dimension capabilities of the size of a Bay ring.
Actually, it's not though, and I already told you it's not.
Leon, wait. Let's not keep arguing this because it will look bad on us. We've already proven it. I'm not finna keep going back and forth.
Not to mention, he also lied about the infinite speed thing. It's not infinite speed. It's just massively faster than light. It's not infinite. It's not infinite. Universes in Dragon Ball.
You're
retarded. I'm not.
Okay. Yes, you are.
You aren't able to prove
it.
Guys.
Go to conclusions before you
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Because I'm tired of Aqua committing ad nauseum and backtracking. So
I'm committing ad nauseum.
Hold up.
Can we go to conclusions?
About it.
Okay.
Go to conclusions and the footage itself.
Since they started, technically, you go.
Not footage, but audio. Audio recording.
Okay.
No, I've been doing video.
Oh, nice. Okay. So I explained that my character is at least infinite universal, like or universal, but on an infinite degree. Mind me. And my character has destructive capacity at that level. I've also shown that because of the shockwave that was released from Goku's fists, and because of the scans I provided, it showed that it was just Goku that was producing that energy. His attack speed is at least it has infinite speed. So my win condition is literally just that my character continuously destroys his bays until the standard time frame would run out and his bays would lose. Both of their bays.
So do I go?
No, I'm not done. So,
what?
Oh my fucking god. Okay, so I've also disproven a couple of their points that were obviously fallacious, then they failed to respond in kind. I stated that just based on the evidence shown that the dimensions that they created were not the size of universes. They asserted otherwise, that they were larger But even if I were to go off of what they tried to say, because the inside looks bigger, the inside only showed stars. They never gave me any evidence other than their work. I believe I thoroughly debunked most of their points and proved my characters massively faster. They didn't even really give a speed feat. They tried to wank their characters to being a lot higher, but I proved that
Oh my god.
wrong. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so do I go
Summing up the
after Aqua
argument.
or Leon?
Would you mind?
Sure, Leon, you can go first.
All right, so I believe I believe we won because he hasn't shown any evidence to say that the dimension of that arena that not the arena of that the dimension that Twisted Temple made that Meteor Drago destroyed, which Dynamis scales above him casually, is just the size of the arena. He was just appealing to the image. Then I'd argue my character would win via time hacks because he would just trap him in the space and he would not be able to escape it. Um, then he also lied about the infinite speed because Goku he wasn't able to prove that Goku's actually infinite speed. He would just say, "Oh well, it was infinite universes," and that's not. He wouldn't actually show me it being infinite universes, like, or show the proper scans for it. He would just say like, "Oh well, you know, it's infinite universes," and Vegeta said he would destroy the universe itself. I was like, okay, so prove Vegeta knows the full extent of how big the universe actually is. He was not able to prove it. So yeah, that I also argued Dark Wolf, who contains a universe spirit inside of its bay, would be able to defeat um that Goku. I got somehow I tried to argue immeasurable speed, and I still believe it. I still believe the immeasurable speed. Um so that makes him faster. Character's universal plus because he's created a universe before. Destroyed the Dark Wolf spirit, which contains a universe inside of it. As seen in the fight with Phoenix and Doji. So I believe my character would speed blitz him or just BFR him by putting him into in like a time space. And again, Rago, the Beyblade.
Nah, Leon, wait. I got it.
All right. So yeah, I'd argue that Dynamis is just BFRs him because he's relative to Galaxy Pegasus, who was able to move in a. No, hold on, just a little bit. I'm sorry, Aqua. I mean, not Aqua, Nova.
To stop because some of these are new points that you didn't discuss during the actual debate.
I did. I brought up.
BFR.
I did. Well,
you didn't bring up
said
BFR
something about stopping him in time, but you never described it as using it as BFR. You just said something about time hacks. You never
All right, so let me do it.
On time hacks during the debate. So I'm gonna need you to not add anymore.
All right, there we go. So, right, I believe Aqua made multiple fallacious points. He submitted to an image fallacy multiple times. I believe his rhetoric overall was very sloppy. He never actually provided any proof that Goku could touch or harm spirits while he was alive. I debunked the fact by even asking him if he wanted me to post like images where it said Goku and Frieza would come back to the living world and be wished to life for one day. He actually said, I don't care. So I guess he just dropped the point and accepted it. Right? I also brought up how Bays ignore conventional durability. So regardless of how much damage he can physically take, they just attack his soul directly and erase him. I also brought up how Rago has 1,000 years precognition. He also said, I don't care to that point. So I guess he just dropped it and he went with it. So he would be able to see everything Goku would do at least 1,000 years into the future. And yeah, my win condition would basically be that Goku wouldn't even be able to like adhere to his win condition of just like killing them or hurting them repeatedly until the time limit ran out. Right? He just like not even be able to touch them, then they'd erase Goku. So that's my conclusion.
All right. For the first judge, who would like to go?
I'll go. You know I'm not a judge.
Jody, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Melon, you go first.
Yeah, I
Lost
know.
your judgment.
Supernova, you're next, and then we'll go to me.
I didn't want it, so.
Oh boy.
So I
Alright,
wasn't
so
supposed to be a
Melon,
judge.
is Melon still here?
Melon?
He's in.
Melon,
He's in
you're on mute.
DC.
We
Is
told
Melon
him.
active?
Yeah, he should be. I told him to mute guys because I didn't want him to keep breathing through in the recording.
At Melon.
Sorry about
Okay,
that.
yeah, sorry, I forgot I was muted via Discord because my headset also has a mute button. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go like through point and explain. Okay, so Aqua was able to get his character to hire. Okay, yeah. So Aqua was able to get his character to hire AP, and then you guys conceded a really easy to debunk speed argument. He scaled his characters to shockwaves. You literally just had to bring up that scaling because there's nothing that would scale Goku to the shockwaves, but you for some reason conceded that. And then Aqua was able to decently challenge your point about controlling time and space. You guys didn't really press that very much. But then Aqua wasn't really able to debate the spiritual argument to the point where he literally said, okay, there's spirits with physical bodies, but there's still spirits nonetheless. And that's what you asked for. So I would have to I'd have to give it to the two only because Aqua didn't debunk the point about attacking them on a spiritual level. So Aqua basically all of his speed and AP became completely useless because Aqua couldn't even attack them.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go next because that did not make any sense to me. During the debate, Aqua did say a lot of the parts where he was like having the superior speed and attack potency was correct. As in the video in which they posted, you could tell that the arena was only like the limit of the ability, as the people on the outside of the arena were actually moving and talking while time was paused. And during the battle, you could actually see the people inside the arena physically paused. But Aqua didn't bring that up, so I'm not gonna bring that into part of it. But he did prove that it was finite, and he did prove that it was a lot that they were a lot slower, and you literally had no speed feats. So we wouldn't even know if they'd actually even touch Goku on any form or fashion. And then while he was saying like win conditions or whatever, you never even explained a win condition like about like other than physically attacking him. You said that the bays like attacked them on a spiritual level when they attacked them and they ignored durability, but that would imply that you had to physically come in contact with him or something like that, or at least be relative to him in speed in order to tag him. And during Aqua's demonstration of Goku being able to attack spirits, he literally explained that the ghosts that he was fighting from Boo were made out of Kai and made out of Ki, and he said that one part of the Ki was literally spirit. And you never even like argued about what spirit
I
meant, or you
did.
never even gave no, you didn't give a definition for what spirit was. You
No,
never explained.
Supernova, wait, you don't remember I said, so could you prove
Let
that
the
spirit?
Don't
the
debate the
judges
judge.
finish, then ask afterward.
Yeah, you can ask me afterwards. But during that, it was either all right. Then you said that okay, then he was able to attack like the ghost or whatever, and then he said like a component of Ki was literally spirit or like spiritual energy or whatever, which would either mean that either he was wrong and it's not attacking spiritual energy or Kai, and he's attacking an actual spirit. So either way, you technically would have lost that point. Um, and during the thing where you were suggesting that they had immeasurable speed, you said that they were above space and time, which would literally put them out of tier. So even if you wanted to count that as a win condition, you would be out of tier blatantly immediately. I don't know why nobody brought that up, but all right.
Aqua did bring that
No,
up.
it would have been
Yeah,
important
yeah.
unless
Aqua
it's
did bring that
actual
up. He just didn't
concepts.
press the point. But yeah, you definitely
That would be
out
out
of
of
tier, even
Versilio.
if you did accept
I
that as
already
like
said it.
part of your
Make
argument.
sure Alright, you done?
All right, and anything else you want to add? You want to question me about the spirit thing?
Yeah, so I actually did spirit. So he said key one of the three main components of it would be spirit, and I literally asked him could he prove that just because it was spirit that would equate to ghost or a spiritual being. He never did. You can look in chat, and he actually never posted any evidence that it would be.
Lord, you're
So,
retarded.
Hold up, Lord.
What does
Lord.
that mean? What does that even mean?
Spirit doesn't equal spirit. You're really retarded.
Yeah, you're
Oh my
retarded. You
God.
know that? Remember when
Guys,
No, stop jumping on them. Fuck.
The debate is literally over.
Debate's
Let
over.
the,
Let me
I know,
get
but
my-
come back to.
let Water finish his conclusions before everyone.
So Supernova, I was basically implying.
Lord, wait.
Wait.
You literally
Okay.
might fucking win. You don't know.
I
Calm down.
just said okay, bro. Christ, be quiet.
There's one thing, Aqua, that I want to tell you. Just say you were Infinite 3D. That's literally the Universal Plus.
Yeah, that's what I was also gonna say, and also the scale for that was high universal.
Yeah.
Not infinite universal. What the hell?
Yeah, which you still would have been Universal Plus. So you would have been.
Yeah,
you would have
they
been out of
didn't. They
tier
literally
at all.
didn't
You
even
would
have
actually-
like an attack potency rating.
In fact, you were actually the only one who met the cap, Aqua.
You were the only one who was in tier, so just on that basis alone, that you would win.
And then also when it came
Like
to
the only other basis they gave about their tier was out of tier, like blatantly out of tier, like disrespectfully out of tier.
Yeah. Also, Aqua, if you want to like argue for their actual dimension, they had to say it was bigger than the Beyblade. At best, you can argue that it was only multi-solar system because it only had a background full of stars. You should have pushed that point more.
Yeah, no, it's fine because it's a win either
It's
way.
fine,
Like it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
I do say you won.
I think
basically
you
agree with most
slapped.
of, like,
I don't even think that was like even
Okay,
close.
Lord. All right, Lord. You know,
wait.
Wait, one second before everyone decides to rip into everyone else. Can I say something to Melon? Melon, you brought up that I said that I didn't refute the points about them being able to hurt my character spiritually. I did respond with, can you prove that would affect a character that's so much higher than them? And they just asserted that they were the same level
They
when they
asserted
were.
that it's above conventional durability.
Yes, that's what I said. So it would still hurt you
But I
regardless.
explained my character was infinite. Was
Okay,
infinite into
They weren't even on the
that wouldn't
same
matter.
level
You would have to
as
prove your character can resist that type of like conventional, durability.
Yeah, you can't just say that because a character's this strong physically that they'd be this strong spiritually too.
Super Ghost Kamikaze actually affects it.
Well, I mean,
no.
his Genki should still scale. No, Goku should be spiritually that strong. He should be.
All right, let me explain. As I said earlier, they literally brought up that Key is like literally a part of Spirit or Genki or whatever.
He brought that up, but he never brought up the scan. If he would have brought up the scan, it would have
No,
been
it doesn't matter if you brought up the scan.
They accepted it. They accepted it.
Listen,
No,
I didn't.
listen.
I was.
This
You
man
did.
would literally just
You didn't refute it, and you kept
negative,
moving with it.
Okay, well, if they accepted it, then that's my bad. I didn't.
No, I
Not only
refuted it.
that,
I
remember
refuted it.
Aqua brought up how Goku's going to destroy the universe, right? That means he will destroy the afterlife.
No, he actually conceded the macrocosm.
Supernova.
No, the macrocosm.
I did not concede. I said I didn't.
No. The macrocosm thing was irrelevant. It was a relevant point because Aqua never argued about it. He never cared about it.
Jin was
He
arguing
just said that he
Jin
had
was
an
arguing that would be
infinite 3D
spiritual.
attack potency.
I just blatantly remember just Lord saying, prove that like
if they didn't
spiritual key can
destroy heaven as well, that would be
Supernova.
I don't know why you said that, Lord.
It was a supernova.
I was implying that the key.
As an argument, Jin was like, "Oh, if they can attack the heaven, then that'd mean they're spiritual." And I said, "Aqua, I didn't," because Aqua like kind of said, "I didn't need that. I'm not even gonna assert that." After they brought up, because after they brought up that the Kai only said universe, he's like, "Okay, I don't need that."
No, he meant infinite universes. He meant infinite universes. The reason Aqua did not argue it is because he meant one universe that itself was in.
They definitely didn't understand that, guys. He didn't mean infinite universes. He said an infinite universe. A universe. You know the difference, right?
It's an irrelevant point. Just because they're like actually wrong, it doesn't mean that
Okay, I will say one thing though. Aqua.
How could I have argued better?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just okay.
So you needed.
When you were.
Let what if speak because he's the one that wanted.
Yeah, what if
I want you to
trying to talk for
download
like
this
an hour?
scan. I want you to download this scan, okay? Where is it? This
Please.
All right. You know how they were arguing about manga or anime?
Yeah.
Here's this scan saying Dragon Ball Z is the manga and the anime. And then with the primary source, you just argue that Super
Also, I don't know why.
Can you hear me, Supernova?
What?
Alright, so listen, this is what I was saying, right? So when he brought up that key was made out of three main components: spirit, body, and mind, I told him to prove that the spirit and key would correlate to an actual spiritual being as an adult, not as a spirit.
Literal sense.
And I mean, like, could he prove?
What?
I mean, no, I meant that could he prove that the ghost was made out of spirit energy?
Now I apologize for even saying you won, Lord. Come on.
Listen. Hold on. I asked him to prove that ghosts were made out of key.
Spirit.
That's to prove a negative.
Why would he have to prove that spiritual energy can attack spirits? That's literally
no.
That literally
That's not
is
what I said.
No, you're arguing about like a name fallacy that isn't technically there because
I was asking him to prove that. I was asking him to prove that ghosts were made out of key, and I also asked him since ghosts
It says it's attacked by Super Saiyan
He already
Gotenks, right?
explained that he did use key. It was either he was using key or it was an actual ghost. Which one is it? It doesn't matter at that point. Then he attacks ghosts directly.
He got you in that. He got you in that stalemate, and I thought like you guys asked for a scan because if you did, you would have won.
Yes, I did ask for it.
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
You
He literally could have stopped talking at that point because he's either fighting a spirit or fighting somebody made out of ghost or whatever. Maybe fighting somebody made out of Kai.
Yes, that's what he said. He said either it's made of key. He said either it's made of key or a real ghost, and you guys didn't ask for the scan, so he didn't need it.
All right, so
all
the judges agreed that
True, delete that.
Yeah, all judges agreed it was a slap.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We all agree that it was a slap now because I apologize. I thought you guys asked for the scan. That would have been a win if he didn't get it in time, but.
Yeah, no, he said he didn't even need it. Like it didn't matter.
No,
after
I actually have the scan.
Proof spirit meets spiritual.
Okay, Leon.
Spiritual energy can attack spirits.
Lord, why did y'all try to get him to prove a negative? I was like, what in the world?
I'm pretty sure they asked me to prove a negative more.
Prove that these are spirit.
One thing I found Aqua said that was kind of stupid though was when he brought up Frieza. He's all like, "Okay, it's a spirit with a physical body," but
yeah, that was retarded.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
Aqua, you asked him to prove a negative.
Yeah,
Jan,
I mean, that's just the most stupidest thing.
You could have just said they were just from like heaven.
Stupid thing you said.
Just made up spirits.
They already like tried to debunk that, and he just gave it to them because they're like, okay, it only says universe. It doesn't say
you guys agree that my rhetoric
dropping a point or saying I don't care does not. I'm sorry, saying that you don't care does not mean that you dropped a point.
But they're macrocosmically.
Okay. Like, wait. Can I clarify something? I didn't drop the point because I couldn't argue it. I literally dropped the macrocosm point because I didn't need it, and I also didn't want to add that much more information to have them argue.
But no, Aqua. The reason I'm bringing it up is because people are bringing up how destroying the macrocosm would be destroying spirits. But I'm bringing up how they asked you to prove that, and you felt the need not to.
Destroying the demon realm.
Yeah, you're right. I just didn't want to argue with all the
extra. You asked him to prove a negative, and then Lord said it.
No, they asked him to prove that the universe in the scan.
No, the other thing, it was like, can you prove that he wasn't dead? And then Lord was like, that's circular reason.
And then he was like,
okay, that was pretty retarded.
No, hold on. Let me just explain this real quick.
No.
All right. The rhetoric wasn't the problem. It was that you guys were like grasping at straws.
Lord, do you need debate classes? Because I don't know if I'm good enough to teach you, but
I don't think anyone's certified.
I mean, personally, I feel like I formed my arguments solidly. I just missed a few things that he brought up.
Arguments that were solid in that debate. All of those arguments.
Dude, you really had to ask for a single scan, and you would have won.
Those were liquid arguments at best.
So if I would,
mind him. He means that you would have to solidly ask for one scan. You would only have to ask for one scan and hope that I didn't drop it because.
Yeah. If he didn't drop a scan. If you would have just held him on that, then he would you probably would have won in my eyes.
And also, you guys dropped like 2 scans the entire debate for like all of your points, and Aqua brought up a scan for every other point he made.
To be honest,
Wait, did you post the scans about the universe being infinite in size?
Yeah, he did.
He posted
He
four.
posted multiple.
Lord and Leon, why would you ever question that?
Also, Lord and Leon, dude, which I was so mad when Aqua pulled this argument because Aqua scaled Goku to the shockwaves.
No, wait, everyone stop. No, listen, I did not scale him to his attacks. I said his attack speed is that high. That's all I said.
But Dragon Ball characters do scale to attack though, because they have to like attack characters.
That's what I could have already
Well, guys, this is something.
The punch is just creating
This is something
shockwaves
more
that creates an
important.
infinite difference.
No, Melon. It actually describes it as an energy wave. It's like from his energy.
Guys, wait.
Like it's literally.
Yeah, that doesn't scale to Goku's speed.
No, because you have to attack people with your energy, Tay.
It definitely doesn't.
It doesn't scale to his.
Jen, he's literally memeing.
Nah, bro, just scale off Boo. Who's going to go on show the universe like actually.
No.
Okay, hold up, guys.
Oh my
I want to
God.
say one thing.
Yeah, or so.
Lord Leon, which one were you saying that infinite galaxies doesn't mean the universe has to be infinite in size?
Yeah, that was retarded. I hated
No,
that point.
I thought he said.
Galaxies doesn't mean the universe, which contains all
I thought he
galaxies,
meant.
Infinite. Proof infinite galaxies means infinite.
I
size
thought
of the
he
universe.
said infinite
Is
galaxies.
it infinite universes?
I thought he meant infinite galaxies means infinite
God,
universes.
Jesus fucking
No,
Christ.
no.
You realize it's out of
Okay.
tier, Lord. If you thought that was his argument,
That's
you
why I
understand
brought
that's
it
out of
up.
tier.
No.
That's
he
why I
literally-
Yeah,
No,
you kept
you
asking
never
for
said-
it. That was a blatant straw man, and you
Also-
kept doing it over and over again. Aqua
You did. You
stepped
kept
himself
doing it
further
over and
Also,
down.
Lord, you realize that
You kept
he
saying
didn't
he was
bring that
infinite
up.
universes,
You
even though
did.
he didn't even say that.
Yeah,
And-
he even lowered himself from Universal Plus to Universal just to make you stop asking about it.
Yeah. No, he was still Universal
Also,
Plus.
Is Infinite 3D Universal Plus? I thought that was like a time.
Yeah, that's high universal.
Yeah, it's not Universal.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how Universal.
Universal
Like-
Plus is like
Yeah,
4D.
high Universal is.
Yeah, okay.
High
Yeah,
universal
that's
is
what I
just
thought.
like you're showing like all the matter.
So Aqua didn't even have to hit the cap. Why'd you guys put the cap so high?
What was the cap?
Universal
I just
Plus.
they were arguing based on their bays creating.
I mean,
they thought that it would
Fun
meet
fact, that
would
universe
meet
is
the
only
infinite.
multi-solar system. At best.
Oof.
nah, Beyblade is universal.
Wait, real quick.
Okay,
real
I'm
quick.
not saying they're not. I'm saying the scan you brought up wasn't universal.
I know. I now found the scan. If I had it in the debate, yeah, I would have been able to argue for
Yeah, you guys.
It was.
They wonder
I don't-
why I keep them muted.
Alright, so I'm going to stop the recording now.